make that noise?
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Drunkards and Dragons, the show where we roll some dice, have some drinks, and try to die to either of those things. Just a quick update, if you are new to the stream, hello, welcome, I'm glad you're joining us. If you're wondering how we got to this point, our YouTube channel is linked down below. Every episode that we've done up to this point is on their archive, from 1 to, this is 46 I think, almost to 50. We should do something special for 50.
We should.
Almost to 50. So, start from the beginning. Watch it in the background. I usually listen to stuff like that in the background when I'm working or doing something else. And if you are a returning viewer, hello, welcome. I'm glad you've been hanging out with us every week. Last week, in an effort to not only procure the money to get back Uncle Anton's house, but also for a chance at the coveted book full of these ancient secrets that may help them on their journey or whatever source may be happening right now. Alexia and Varys entered an underground fighting ring where they put on quite a show and ended up going mano a mano with each other in the end. However, the tan, silver-haired elf from the Hero Festival back in Vanden also made an appearance here. And while Ithan tried to cut her off and chase her down, a riot broke loose after the victory of Alexia seemingly killing Varys. They chased her onto the roof and thought that they had her cornered. And at that point, she transformed into a white dragon and desecrated the area around them, and then flew off into the other direction of the city. And that's what we're picking up today, guys. So Varys, you stand before the wreckage of the buildings, cluster of buildings you're on currently. Two paths lie before you at this point. You see the snow and rubble of your friends buried somewhere underneath of it, or in the middle of it, or between it somewhere, as well as you see the dragon fly off towards the museum area. And as you watch in the distance, large enough to even see that it unleashes another icy blast against the building itself and takes out several parts of it in the process. You see small arrows begin firing at the beast as the guards up on the walls and everything start firing at it, to which it turns around and flies over, unleashes several more blasts in that area before finally flying off into the distance.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Alright, run back to the part of the building that we had climbed up. Is there still a, like, I think it was like a pipe or something?
There were some boxes stacked together.
Boxes?
They've been knocked over slightly, but you can still make it down, yeah.
Alright, I would like to descend.
Okay, you do so. At this point, you've been hearing the screams of other people in the city. It kind of echoes across the way, and you start hearing people calling for help and asking for someone to help them. And
oh, give me a second. I would like to walk over to the rubble. Ithan! Alexia! Can you hear me?
No, too much rubble.
You guys go ahead and make perception checks with disadvantage, as you are still alive, but you were both encased in rubble and snow and ice all around you. It is pitch black, and your dark vision does kick in, but there's not much to see beyond that.
Perception.
Neither of you can move for the most part, as you are almost entirely encased, and you can kind of move your arm and move your leg, but there's nothing to give you traction currently.
I'm 15.
Did you do disadvantage?
Oh, dicks. No. 15.
15?
12.
12?
Yeah.
You guys hear just barely the muffled sound of Varys' voice. You can't quite make out what he's saying, but you hear kind of like the half of both. So you hear like, Finn! Leah!
What is he calling for?
Or more so,
But like, we recognize his voice. Like,
yeah,
it's
it's just super muffled,
Just
yeah.
don't know what he's saying. I attempt to clear some of the rubble off of my body.
So as you begin to start moving, the pile you guys are currently in is really unstable.
Doesn't make it worse.
It's really unstable. Like I said, you can move your arm, maybe move one of your legs or both your legs, but you guys are completely surrounded by debris. You don't even see each other.
Shit.
And you begin to recall that from your experience, as you jump to the side to try and avoid the dragon blast entirely, it was at that point the structure beneath you completely gave out in the wake as it was flimsy to begin with, and you jump to the side. Instead of landing on solid ground, you guys start falling immediately. And your body's still kind of sore and achy from that experience as you fell a good 20 or 30 feet down.
Okay, so we're covered in piles of rubble with not all of our limbs accessible or moving.
Yeah. There's no part of you sticking out. Like, you guys are completely buried.
Okay. If we start moving stuff, it's like questionable what's gonna happen.
So, if you would like to move stuff, there'll be a check involved.
There's no good option with
One thing you guys begin noticing is that it's getting harder to breathe as is.
it. Can I see, like, start, like, as much as I can move, like, my arm or something, see if there's, like, weaker areas of rubble where it's like, okay, well, I don't want to touch this area, but this area is a little more stable.
Make an investigation check at disadvantage.
13.
It's difficult to say. A large part of where you're at, you touch it and it seems solid, and some of it seems a little bit looser. But when you get moving your hands around that part of the area, you feel something else start to shift around you. And so it's difficult to say if it will fall in the correct place, or...
Well, there's only one way out, so I'm gonna start trying to free myself.
As I said earlier, it's getting harder to breathe. Immediately, it's getting harder to breathe. You're starting to lose air. You're starting to suffocate a little bit. You have quite a few rounds before that's a problem, but depending on what your Constitution modifier is. But it's immediately already starting to get difficult.
It's not good. Yeah, I definitely want to get the rubble off of me.
Okay. So we'll say your round was used to investigate and everything. Ethan, would you like to do anything?
Let's see. Yeah, I'll try and kind of start like shifting around and trying to kind of like free myself.
And much like with Alexia, as you start moving around, you feel some things start to shift a little bit. And while some parts feel looser, other parts begin to move and shift. You're not sure if it's going to fall even on top of you or
Am
deeper.
Am I sure of what direction is up?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if you're on your stomach, you know above you is up, and if you are on your back, you know above you is up. You guys fell straight down, luckily.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try and start kind of working my way up then.
Go ahead and make an athletics check with disadvantage. And what is yours with Constitution modifiers? 3?
2.
Okay. So it's one a little bit more so for you. It's starting to get very difficult to breathe.
Damn it. 8.
Yeah. You just can't get any momentum as you start trying to move yourself and pull yourself sideways, push up. Any direction you try and move, it just, you can't get any momentum, and you feel yourself move slightly, then shift back to where you were previous. And as you begin moving, you hear like the creaking and the shifting of other boards and other parts of the building move further. Varys?
Did they... Do I hear them moving around inside of here, or...?
Make a perception check, disadvantage. They're very deep in there, so hearing them is going to be hard.
27.
Yeah, you can actually hear, you kind of focus and push everything else out of your way, and you hear the screams of everyone around you, and buildings still falling and rubble still being destroyed. You kind of manage to shut all of that out, and you focus on the pile in front of you, and you can hear slight shifting, slight movement. It's not much, but you can hear it there.
Okay. So, how much of this debris is covered in snow? Like, is it just like...
All of it. It's a mixture.
Okay. So it just looks like a big mound of snow?
It's a mixture of stone and wood and snow all together.
Alright. I would like to move towards the closest... Whichever sound was closest.
Okay. Who'd like to be even, who'd like to be odd?
Even.
Okay.
Alright.
Towards the left side of the pile, you kind of felt heard the shifting more.
Alright, so the pile that I'm like standing next to, hold on guys, I'm gonna try and get you out, and I'm just gonna start trying to move some rubble.
Make that like shit.
Yeah.
At some point, I feel like he's gonna stand on top of us and like start crushing us.
Yeah. Ooh,
Oh, that's really good.
Wow.
that was 25.
Yeah, you actually managed to move a large portion of it. You find a big slab of rock that's kind of covering a large portion of it, and you start lifting it up, and it's really heavy, but you experience that kind of like mother lifting a car for baby feeling, as you're like, I have to get my friends out of here, and you start lifting up, and it's more strength than you're used to exerting ever, but you feel your muscles flare, and you pull it off and push it, and a huge slab of rock moves. You guys feel more debris shift around
Oh
you.
no. This is terrifying.
But you managed to move a large portion of a rock and wood around without seemingly the pile
Killing
shifting
anyone?
largely.
You hear a crack. Oh no.
I just need you guys to be alive. A few broken bones isn't gonna hurt anybody, right? Or kill anybody?
Alright,
I don't know,
Alexia.
man. If you break a rib and it punctures my lung, I could die.
You feel some of the pressure around you begin to like slightly lessen.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's hard to focus on, the fact that every second that passes, it's harder for you to breathe.
So we're still like, well, I'm still wearing like the basic gear that I had during the fights, right?
Yes.
Okay. All of my weapons are in my bag of holding, which is still on me. I'd like to will my scimitar to turn into a snake to try and like wiggle out of the rubble and find Varys.
Unfortunately, you can't touch it to do that.
I have to touch it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, you try and move, and
Alright, never mind.
go ahead and make a dexterity check with disadvantage.
Oh, gooey.
That's good.
Okay. 21.
21? Yeah. You manage to get your hand down to your side with slight movement from everything around you. You kind of get your fingers into the tippy top of your bag, and you start thinking like scimitar, scimitar, scimitar. And you feel like the metal kind of touch your fingertips momentarily. And you tell it to turn to a snake, and you feel it kind of slither up your arm at that point.
Yep. So seeing through its eyes, I'm trying to like hope that it finds like a way out to see if he can like get out of the debris to give Varys like
You can
an
give
idea
it.
of
You
where
can
to
give it
go.
very simple commands. So
Can I tell him to like get out?
yeah.
Be free. All right, that's what I do. Tell him to get out of the rubble.
Okay.
Find a way out, my friend.
Let's see how good they are at doing that.
Dude, if you crush my snake, man.
If you crush your snake at this point,
That too.
should I like to do anything else?
No.
Alright, this one.
Like, would your sword just break in half? Like, what would even happen?
Anything.
It has.
If my snake dies,
It's got like 5 hit points, and it just turns back into a sword if it dies.
Oh.
then I have to dig through the rubble to find my scimitar.
Yeah.
But we'll see if he gets out of it.
Let's see how good it is at that.
Just lose your scimitar, and then eventually when the workers come to clean the city up, oh, this is a pretty cool looking sword. And they're just like playing with it at their home, and it turns into a snake and starts attacking them. Fuck!
Not Jimmy.
Jimmy. I see swarm of poisonous snakes, but I need snakes. We'll do poison snake.
I mean, he is poisonous.
Luckily,
Poison speaks.
it's got pretty good dexterity. Okay, it begins moving. You can't unfortunately see which direction it's going, but it begins moving.
Okay.
Ithlin?
I'm gonna try and free myself again.
Don't crush my
Same thing. Athletics check at disadvantage.
14.
14?
Mm-hmm.
You actually manage to shift slightly, and you kind of roll over, and after things settle around you, you start kind of like slowly pushing your way forward.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel yourself clawing out a little bit of space each time. And kind of have to stop every couple seconds because it's very unstable. Anything else?
Not if that's my action. No.
Yeah. Alright, Varys, you're up. At this point, it's been 2 rounds and your modifiers too.
Mm-hmm.
So, doing this is very, very labored breathing. So you're exerting a lot of energy and it's becoming harder and harder for you to breathe.
I would like to clear away more rubble.
Make an athletics check.
Ooh. 15?
15. You manage to move more of it away. Alexia? For you, you actually hear more rubble befalling the city. You hear more panicked voices and screaming. Alexia?
I'll attempt to move some of the rubble.
Make an athletics
Can I
check.
scream for Varys at the same time?
I mean, it's a free action to do so.
Okay. I just start screaming his name.
Okay. Make an athletics check with disadvantage.
Oh. 10.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't.
I'm crushing myself.
You can't move as much as you want to. You move a few inches and you just kind of stuck. This is the last line of your constitution as well, and so your breathing is also becoming very labored.
Oh no.
Bethlem?
I'll try and move.
Alright, make a luck check.
Let's see. That's 12.
You again can. Between the fact that you can barely breathe at this point, and the fact that the more you move forward, the kind of the tighter it gets. You don't move very far. You still manage to get a few inches out, but it's a lot harder at this point. You also take 6 points of suffocation damage, as your lungs kind of feel like they're on fire at this point, and breathing is kind of extremely labored. Varys?
I continue to move more debris.
Alright, make another athletics check.
See, this is the time where I wish I had polymorph so I could just turn to a monkey. Ooh, 14?
14. You get a few of the smaller pieces out of the way, but unfortunately, you don't get anything large and solid enough to like kind of make a direct kind of impact on the pile.
Dang it.
Alexia?
How far has my snake gotten?
Seeing through its eyes, all you see was blackness. You can't really see where it's at the moment.
Okay. I kind of just like tell it to keep going. Just like, keep going. Find your way out. And I attempt to move debris.
Okay, athletics check.
Oh, dicks. Mm-hmm. 13.
You move slightly, but not enough to really get farther. And you also take 4 points of suffocation damage. Ithlin?
Let's try it again.
You start to panic a little bit as you can barely breathe and your muscles are starting to feel tighter and tighter.
9.
That panic is keeping you from moving forward, unfortunately. You take 3 points of suffocation damage. Varys?
Keep moving the
Alright.
debris. Do I feel like that this debris is... I could clear more of it away if I were to just like blow it apart with magic?
Oh, dicks.
That's up to you.
Just blow it up.
It's not something you can think of, just know for certain just by looking at it.
Alright, I'm just gonna try and start clearing away with Eldritch Blast then.
Alright. You guys feel the rubble begin to shift violently, and you kind of hear pow, pow, pow against it.
Alright.
It's stationary, you hit it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do I need to roll damage at all?
No.
No? Okay. Does it seem like...
Large parts of it do start blowing away, but you also notice the pile is becoming extremely unstable.
Okay.
Alexia?
I move rebel.
Alright.
Oh my god. 11.
Don't move very far. It's 1 point of suffocation damage. Ithlin?
This is going.
Let's try. Move. Ooh, not one.
Ooh.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh no.
Some rubble kind of shifts around you actually, and you feel yourself kind of drop a couple inches, and then more rubble kind of falls on top of you. You can actually watch some of the, from the outside, actually some of the rubble kind of like shift downwards more so.
Well, that didn't...
It's 5
good.
points of suffocation damage. Ferris?
I get the feeling that blasting away with magic might have caused that, so I'm going to just try to move it with my hands.
Alright.
That is 19.
Alexia, you kind of feel the cold air momentarily on your fingertips. As you begin moving rubble aside and pushing it forward, you see a hand sticking out of the debris.
Does it look male or female?
You can't
It's a
tell.
hand.
Unfortunately, you can't tell as Ithlin is an
Hey,
elf as
baby.
well. So
Yeah, we both have dainty hands.
exactly.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you're not sure whose hand it is.
Does that even matter right now? Just grab it.
This could be some
Grab it
random
and
person.
pull.
Maybe I just leave them.
You're just like, no. You pull them up. You're not who I'm looking for. Put them back down.
Is making an athletics check my action?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Alexia.
I just start screaming, Varys, if you're there, grab my hand.
You hear.
Do I see the hand, like, move?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like moving.
Take 3 points of suffocation damage.
Oh no.
I assume it just sounds like that, but, like, more high-pitched and, like, frantic and, like, angry.
I don't know. Does Lexi have a high pitched girl voice? Or she's like kind of like Sundari character who's just like has like kind of a deeper voice.
She's probably on the deeper side. For being honest.
Yeah, but I imagine you're panicking at this point.
A little bit.
It might get a little high.
It's getting hard to breathe. I'm getting angry that you haven't found us yet. A little frustrated that my snake hasn't found its way out. Panicking, guys. I'm panicking. So it might be a little higher pitch than normal, because she's kind of freaking out.
Ithlin, you're up.
Alright.
First of all, take 3 points of suffocation damage. And what would you like to do?
Not suffocate.
Well, yeah.
Alright,
I did
I'm
not
trying
put myself in
and
this position.
move.
At this point, you're moving purely on instinct. There's no air left in your lungs. And so you'll start taking more damage when it turns to fall out. Both of you will. So,
14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
You move a couple inches, but it's just not enough to really make any headway. Varys?
Alright, so I see your hand just...
Mm-hmm.
That's as much as I can frantically.
You also see a snake kind of slowly slither out on top of it.
Yes!
Oh, good. Yeah, because that's really going to help.
Don't be
here.
afraid of the snake, man. You've seen my snake before. I've used it before.
Alright, I grab your hand, and I start speaking the mumbo jumbo.
Speaking mumbo jumbo.
Yep.
Are you gonna put air in my lungs?
And
Will me to
I'm
breathe.
going to dimension door us both 5 feet up in the air.
Okay.
Why 5 feet in the air?
Because you're super far down and I don't want to go even higher.
Okay. You go from complete darkness and no air in your lungs whatsoever
Falling 5 feet.
to kind of like suddenly being pulled and jilted just up really fast. and air kind of like rapidly fills your lungs. You start breathing really, really heavily, and then you guys fall.
I catch her like this.
Make an
like she's a
acrobatics check.
princess.
Make an acrobatics check.
And when I catch her, it's like, it's me. Oh.
Or you
19?
don't catch me.
That's still really good. No, you managed to catch your princess style perfectly.
So yeah, I'm just holding you.
Did you catch my snake too?
Snake
Did
is
you
like
not
randomly
dimension
falls
door my
somewhere.
snake?
I can't take more than one person.
He's not a person. He's a snake.
Creature.
It's a creature.
Okay, well, he's just... He can't... He got out. It's fine. I'll find him slithering on the ground. It's okay.
Was this one with you? Could you see him at all?
I couldn't, but we need to find him quick. If I was suffocating, he probably is too.
Oh, suffocate. Jesus, okay.
As I'm like...
Alright, so you were there. We're trying to think.
At this point, you can also hear the screams around the city and buildings falling and things of that nature.
Okay. Gotta stay focused.
Just ignore that for now.
Okay. Thank you for getting me out.
Yeah. Now help me clear away this shit so we find Ithlin somewhere.
Oh,
So I
I
can
will.
get him out too.
I start like daintily just like digging.
Okay, you make an athletics check with advantage now, since Varys is
Yes.
helping you.
Alright. I like to also pick up my snake and will it back to being a scimitar and put it back.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You get advantage.
23.
You get advantage.
Oh well.
You guys are both doing it at this point.
23.
23? Yeah. You both together manage to move a large chunk away, and you can actually see some kind of arm sticking out now, and you feel the cold air kind of hit your arm at that point. Alright. You'll take 8 points of suffocation damage. What would you like to do?
I'll try and move.
Okay. This will just be a straight roll. You kind of have a little bit of momentum. Or you're suffocating, so now it's still disadvantage, unfortunately.
Six.
Yeah. You see the arm flail around a bunch, but like nothing comes of it. Varys?
Does the arm appear to have like a plate mail gauntlet on it?
Were you wearing your armor?
Is that what
Then
he
yeah.
was wearing? Plate
Yeah.
mail. Oh, that definitely looks like Ithlin. Alright, buddy, just let it happen. Grab onto your hand, and I also dimension door him.
Alright,
Same
you feel
exact way. I try to catch him, princess style.
Make an athletics check, as Ithlin's wearing plate mail.
Yeah.
So.
23.
You also catch Ithlin, princess style and all, in his heavy armor. You have that moment of like, ugh! But you stand your ground.
Well, as I've now rescued both of you, I set you down. Oh, God. Why don't either of you know magic?
I just kind of look around
I know
confused.
arcane archery, man.
Whew! So, anything you guys want to say?
Thank you. I already thanked you.
Yes, thank you.
Now, where did that dragon go?
And I like look along the huge like canyon that it's made in between all the houses from its ice breath. It went that way.
Yeah.
Actually, I believe it took off, but it went back to the museum and blew a part of it away, stuck its head in, came back out, breathed its cold breath on what I assume are ants compared to it, the poor guards, and it left.
I wonder why it took a stop at the museum.
I wonder too, did either of you happen to see a book while you were down there?
No. In the rubble? No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Shit.
All of you guys can do it at this point. Can take. Just guys take a 10 to move the rubble away and everything if you'd like. The three of you together can accomplish that.
See
If you'd like to put time on that,
Did
yes.
we knock the book out of
We
her
need
hand?
the. She dropped it. Remember?
She looked at it and smirked and then dropped it.
Oh no.
Hopefully, it's somewhere in the rubble.
I start frantically searching for the book.
Yeah, let's look for it.
Alright. So you guys,
Oh no, she smirked and dropped it. Maybe it's not important. No, we find the book.
okay.
Find the book!
No, so you guys spend 10 minutes doing this, all of you together taking separate ends of the pile, and you start pushing some of it away, making separate, smaller piles yourself as you start digging through. Eventually, one of you sees the kind of old leather bindings of it kind of sticking out of a pile there.
During the 10 minutes that we're clearing away this rubble, can I healing spirit at, I don't know, 3rd level?
Yeah, if you
Okay,
can do
cool.
it at 3rd level. Yeah. I don't know if I had a minimum spell slot, so.
The minimum's 2, but I can do it at higher.
Yeah, I know. As long as you can cast its minimum level, then yes.
So,
10 minutes, like 100 rounds or something like that, so.
well, it only lasts for a minute, so I'm
Okay.
just gonna,
So, then as much as they would heal in a minute.
yeah, it's 2d6, so 20d6 each person. Alright. So, oh my god, so that's 2. 8, 10. Jesus. 2. 4, 14. 25. So that was 4 rolls, yeah. It's 25, 30, 36.
You can also pick an
42.
average if you'd like. Just make it easier.
46. Everyone heals for 46.
Oh.
So this ethereal feline kind of moves around your guys' legs as you shift the rubble, and every time it passes through you and it rubs up against you a little bit, you feel better.
That was exactly how much health I was missing.
Nice. Yeah, eventually you guys see the frayed old leather bindings of this book.
We all see it?
One of you sees it. I don't care who sees it.
Oh, okay.
I pick up the book.
Alright. Can you read it? See if you can read it.
Yes, can you read it?
You very carefully pull it out, and some of the pages kind of scatter out immediately,
Oh, no.
and
Grab it.
about half the book kind of comes off at that point.
Oh, this.
Oh god. Can I like try and catch them? Like shut the book closed more and like
Well, half of the book itself is just missing, so there's no
Oh,
shutting the book at
man.
that point.
I see.
Where's the other half of the book?
However, you start flipping through the pages, and they are all entirely blank.
Okay, so she like absorbed the words from the book and then just got rid of it? Oh my god, what kind of magic is this? I'm actually asking that. Like, do you guys
So I'm
know what
looking
kind
at the
of magic
pages and
this
they're
is?
just blank.
Yeah.
That or it was a fake, and this is a huge waste of time because that gnome you're afraid of is a total, like,
Asshole.
chode.
Not wrong. So when I'm looking at the book,
100% accurate.
I kind of want to
Yeah.
like lick a corner of the page, like
Ew.
gnaw on the like spine of the book, like
Does this seem
the leather.
Does this taste like cow?
I got nothing.
Oh.
Although in the back of my mind, I'm like, I feel like I've seen this sort of thing before. The other book that I had. Perhaps, maybe.
Wait. Okay, so she got the book from Vino, right? She fucked
Yes.
us over, like blew the place up, smirked and dropped the book like she didn't give a fuck. Stopped at the museum where the book was supposed to be. So what if Vino
Yeah, but the book at the
had-
museum was a fake.
You don't know that. What if the book Vino had was a fake, and she stopped at the museum because she realized it was a fake, and she got the real book?
Alexia, something you need to realize about Vino is he's a man of his word.
No, he's.
If he
Fuck
said
is
that
not,
the book
man.
at the museum was a fake, and he had the real
He
one,
threatened your life with, what is it, precipitation,
You weren't
whatever?
there for that.
Damn it. He's a gnome. We don't trust him. He's an asset. Nope.
So what if he's a gnome? I mean, we've been mistreated our entire lives simply because of how we were born. Why would we judge Vino?
Because he's an asshat.
Vino is a little thuggish, yes, but...
Anyway. Fake book, she now has the real one. So we need to get moving.
Okay.
Or we spend some time and heal and help the city and leave tomorrow. Because we have no idea where the dragon even went.
That is true. Perhaps we should help with the situation here, like help some people get out of the rubble.
And revisit the museum to confirm what the dragon took.
Yeah.
What is really in that book?
I don't know.
Anyway. I'd like to put on my actual armor. That takes what, an hour?
Yeah,
put my
it's
stuff
just a
back on?
breastplate.
On my scale mail.
Well, scale mail.
Yeah.
It just takes you at least 20 minutes to put a little belt on, to strap everything together, to kind of fit into it. Scale mail itself has claps on the sides, so you have to fit it on top of you, and then clip all of it together, and that takes roughly about 20 minutes or so, because it's each individual, like, kind of like the bracers,
Alright.
yeah, it takes a while.
Do you need some help with that?
If someone helps you, it'll be half that amount.
Sure. I just take all my, start taking my stuff out of my bag of holding and put my actual gear on because the stuff they gave me was garbage. I keep the shield and the hat though.
Okay.
Oh, you have to.
In my bag in my bag. I don't wear them around, but I wear them. Okay. I keep them in my bag.
Alright.
I guess I should put that in my bag.
So, say 15 minutes or so go by just for all of you to kind of prepare. And what you guys like to do?
Hope people will clear, I don't know.
Well,
Explore
I'm
the
going
town.
to the museum because I don't trust Vino as far as I could throw him, and he's a gnome, so...
That's fine.
Which is far.
Okay, so let's have... Ethlyn can go to the museum. Varys and I can help people with, like, rubble and whatever.
Alright. You two, go ahead and do that. So we'll say you guys are indisposed while you guys do that. As you walk down the street, Ithlin, there are lots of people, faces kind of blacked out by dirt and debris and ash and things like that. And as you walk by, every building with pieces missing out of it has been struck by some kind of ice blast. And so you see the residual ice kind of like covering part of a building, and also some of it missing entirely. The destruction in the city is devastating. You see some people completely frozen in ice.
Oh wow!
And you're not really sure how to even help with that as you kind of walk by, and people are currently trying to like break the ice open and try and help people, but
God.
they just
That's
similar
not...
to Vanden?
the city's
not gonna help.
not nearly as much as Vanden. No, Vanden was not so much encased in ice as much as everything was just covered in it.
Okay.
This is small sections, kind of a little bit of it by ice, some of it by destruction. There's currently somebody like in the midst of being pulled apart by the blast, also frozen like that in ice.
Oh, that's gross.
You see where the force happened and the ice happened at the same time, and it's devastating.
Wait, so is it the same thing that happened in Vanden, just not to, like, the same extent?
The dragon's breath was ice in nature, so
Okay.
anything it touched had residual ice left on it. But
Gotcha.
yeah. You make your way to in front of the museum, though, and you see Chaucer there, and she's kind of just kneeling in front of it, like, face down in the dirt, kind of like moving slightly, and you hear whimpering coming from her.
Is the museum one of these buildings?
So one at the far end there.
That
Yeah.
one?
Yes.
I'm right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you see this once proud 3-story building. Most of the top's been completely destroyed. You see a large crater where it was, just kind of sitting there.
Wow. So it's pretty much like completely just decimated to the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hard to take inventory to figure out what's gone.
Yeah, there's kind of nothing left. I mean, if it's just a hole in the ground, I'm just gonna turn around and walk away.
It's not a hole in the ground. Like, some of the base level is still there, but it's just a large part of it has been blown apart.
Okay.
And Shasta kind of like hears you coming and like looks up at you, and she's like, "Did you see that? Dragons are real."
If you would believe it, it's not the first I've seen in a week, probably.
It's almost beautiful, the destruction they cause.
That is one word for it.
Or that still destruction. My life's work just ruined. Not my life, many people's lives before me just ruined.
May I look around? I am looking for something very specific that that dragon held moments ago.
What do you mean?
It is a long story and involving Vino, and we believed he possessed a book from here, and now we believe that everything Vera says is a lie. And I need to look around. I'm sorry. I'm very upset.
I have an inventory of everything that was here if you... I could probably help.
Did you just carry that around?
It's back at my apartment, but...
Oh, she's asking you to her apartment.
She's human, right?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
What book were you looking for?
What was it like called? We even like... We don't even like know what the book...
It didn't have a name, but it was described to you as...
Wait, was he there?
Yeah, you guys were all there.
Oh,
yeah,
Varys wasn't there. We were there.
It was an ancient text
was off
that it took
the place we don't
many
know.
generations to decipher the tablets they found
Mm-hmm.
to even construct an encyclopedia at this point.
Mm-hmm.
There's the book in the case.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking at it like when we came here. It was the one that I was trying to use my unseen servant on to like flip the pages.
Yeah.
I described that book to her.
Okay. She goes, well, it was on the top floor, and as you can see, the top floor is decimated. Is it really that important to you?
I almost died for this.
So yes.
Well, if any of it remains in pieces, no doubtably, but I admit, I did take it for a few nights so I could copy it down.
Oh, tits. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
really?
I do have my own copy of it.
May I see it?
If it will help, yes.
Do you know who she reminds me of? The librarian from Full Metal Alchemist who like took all the books and she just like made copies of it.
Yes.
Got her own version.
Very good. Hmm.
Nice. Sneaky little.
Well, I would very much like to see that.
Right this way! And she kind of stands up and like she straightens her clothes out and kind of adjusts her glasses and like pulls her hair tighter and she's like, alright.
Still got you to go to her apartment. Just have to say the right thing.
How many
think
hours do you
she
guys
doesn't have a
commit
copy?
to helping the city?
What time was it when we started the chase and all this unfolded?
It was around noon when the tournament started, around 2 o'clock when it ended. I'd say it's probably, given everything that's happened so far, it's probably dusk at this point. It's around 5 o'clock. The sun's starting to go down.
I commit 4 hours.
Okay.
I suggest to Varys, since we're losing daylight, perhaps we should find Ithlin and meet up for the evening and make a plan of how to continue this journey.
I know that you want to get on with things and go after the dragon and learn the secrets of the book and everything, but this is sort of my home. It's people, I grew up with them, and they're in need of help, and I'm not going to turn my back on them. So you and Ithlin can go and do your thing if that's what you wish, but...
I understand, but how much can we help if we can't see anything?
I have dark vision, and so do you.
Oh,
I have the ability to create lights.
Yeah, even I have that.
So if you wish to go off and figure out what Ithlin's doing, by all means,
we
and
don't even know where Ithlin is anymore, so I just help him.
I
dedicate as much time as Varys does.
Okay. So going back to you, she leads you down these definitely destructed buildings and decrepit at this point. Many people are being kind of corralled together, and a lot of the soldiers are like, we'll find lodging for you. Many of the inns were not destroyed. We'll find some way to help you and your loved ones. For now, just stay together so we can all take stock and we can get a head count for how many people need shelter. Many parts of the city were not affected, so I'm sure we can help. And you walk past that point, and she leads you into part of the city that wasn't attacked, and part of it wasn't destroyed. And so it's kind of it's a shack, pretty much. It's a couple stories up, and it's like even crooked roofing and everything like that, and it's not a glamorous place by any means, but she leads you in, and despite the fact that it is not the most glamorous place, it is 2 stories high, and it's kind of spacious on the inside once you get inside of it. However, the den with like a kind of a coffee table and like a couple chairs and everything like that, there are books everywhere around here. Some of them are open on like specific pages. Some of them are just stacked up everywhere around the corner. There are different pieces of parchment kind of stuck to the wall with other pieces of parchment. It kind of like that web line thing of like connecting this to that and everything. And she leads you there, and she's like, you'll have to excuse me. I don't often have company.
No, it is fine. We share something in common. A love of books.
I just love history itself, really. So much we don't know, and so much that came before us.
Yes. When you've been alive as long as I have, you have many years to accumulate such knowledge.
I'm jealous.
You shouldn't be. You see a very unhappy look across my face.
And, you notice her kind of like grimace at that. She's not sure if she said something wrong at that point. But she leads you upstairs. Even on like the stairway, there are like other stacks of books like on the stairs itself. Just kind of leading up. She has too many books to know what she does with it, really.
Yeah.
She leads you into a room, and it's dark at first. Your dark vision takes over, but momentarily, as she kind of lights a lamp, several lamps, and kind of lights up this room. And you thought there were lots of books downstairs before. This whole room is pretty much that. Okay. And then she kind of starts looking around. She starts pulling books off of other shelves, and like some of the piles are precarious, and starts moving them and start falling over immediately. And she starts going through them, and then finally she goes over to like an area, and you're not quite sure if she's doing it. It appears to be on some kind of table, and then she starts moving books off of it, and it's actually her bed. There's lots of other books on there. She pushes them off of her, and she starts going through them. She says, I believe this is what you're looking for, and she hands it to you. It's a thick tome. About as thick as you remember seeing the book previous, and it's new though. It's not nearly as old as the other one was. And she goes, I tried to copy it the best I could. After all, it took 10 or so people before me and their entire lives to transcript this book, but I've done my best.
I don't mention to her the fact that I can read every known language, and I just open it and start reading it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have that thing
Yes.
now.
I'm super OP.
I was sitting here thinking about how, okay, it's time. Gather around, kids. Time for story time again.
And so you see as you start reading through it that she has indeed copied it word for word.
Mhm.
And the first page itself is a long, long list of people who worked on this book before each other.
Mhm.
There's 10 or so generations of people who worked on this book to transcribe it and decrypt the tablets that created this book. It has been many, many, many people's life's work to create what you hold in your hands. And you start reading through some of the pages, and you can even tell from some of the first 10 or so pages that the mannerisms kind of change and the style of writing kind of changes, and it shifts between like one person to another.
Changing hands.
Yeah, you can tell that it's changed hands quite a bit. But the introduction speaks about how creation was brought about by many different gods. While many of the gods that exist today represent certain aspects of the world, and
This is like some Lord of the Rings shit. Here we go. I'm ready.
while many gods represent certain aspects of this, some of them enjoy war, some of them enjoy light. The gods that came before them embodied those traits. They were the epitome of those things.
I'm like reading the Silmarillion right now. This is like the best.
Yes. And it's not as detailed as you'd like it to be, as these tablets that they apparently found as they're reading through its introduction it's very, very old style of writings, very, very old dialects of languages they know today. But what they did find, as small as it is, has given great insight into the ancient past. One of them was talking how they suspect that these tablets alone that they found, the civilizations that probably existed over 50,000 years ago, before even the first city was constructed and things of that nature. Finally, though, you get to a section about gods.
Okay.
Do you continue reading?
Of course.
So, you see the name Artemia, goddess of nature. She is responsible for the flourishing of nature and the creation of separate entities in the world. The first known precursors to humans, elves, dwarves were created by this goddess. Some describe her as someone who loves her creations to the point that she'll take any measure to preserve it. You see Inaris, the god of war. Inaris would send his children to the plane of man to incite anger and jealousy and create strife wherever they walked. He's theorized to be responsible for every great war throughout history. Do you keep going? Denarius, the god of time. Supposedly, this god could see every outcome, every possible history, future, and past. Zidiku, the god of chaos. Whenever chaos and unruliness was found, you could bet Zidiku had a hand in it. This god had no purpose other than to create chaos. Do you keep going? Caldria, goddess of love. She's described as childish and quick-tempered. She enjoys playing matchmaker with mortals, but against their will. And Darius, the Soul Eater, god of death. His goal in the universe is to wash clean the sins of humanity and everything with it so it can be reborn into a pure state to keep the world turning. Keep going.
So are these gods that people have heard of? Or is this like a time before time?
It's time before time.
Ooh. I'm all about that. Forbidden knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Chasa.
Chasa.
Do you continue, or?
I look up to her. It's like, have you read this?
Of course, many times.
Fascinating. And I go back to reading.
The last god listed here is Azael, the god of justice. Not much is known about him, except that he once found humanity unworthy and decided to erase it entirely to start anew. And there's not much that follows after that. And the new section begins.
Okay. I start reading.
So it speaks about these ancient dragons that everywhere they went, calamity followed. Natural disasters would spring forth in their wake. Their domains themselves were such a affliction to the world that many parts of it were just being sundered and destroyed entirely. And so the gods devised a plan. Around the time when all these four dragons began fighting each other, creating all kinds of natural disasters across the world, giant snowstorms and erupting volcanoes and things of that nature, the world's going to be torn asunder by these dragons' might. And so the plan was to seal them away in their own dimensions. That way, they could have their own hordes and their own worlds and live on their own, but they wouldn't oppose the world anymore. And those dragons are listed.
You fucked up. I keep reading.
The white dragon Kilfarath, known as the Frozen Flame. She is selfish and unreasonable and seeks only those with exotic prizes to add to her hoard. It is said wherever she went, great blizzards would appear. The blue dragon Andragnir, known as the Azure Flash. It is said those who follow him he demands complete loyalty from, and those who worship him has a deep sense of honor, as well as a horrible wrath to those who disobey him.
Why does that sound so familiar?
I know why.
Oh no.
Sindrathian of the Crimson Skies. Cruel beyond measure and seeks destruction of all of Faerun. It's said wherever he dwelled, great volcanoes and firestorms would erupt. For Andragnir, lightning would strike everywhere and storms would gather. And the last one is the black dragon Zenverdis, the Voidbringer. This one of all the four is meticulous and more scientific than anything. This one believes that darkness and corruption is not the end of mankind, but the evolution of it.
Of course.
When they sealed them away, it was not by the gods' merit alone. There is but one human, one mortal. Every 5,000 years, this mortal is born. They're what's known as ether marked. Someone with unlimited connection to the plane of magic. Their magical prowess is untapped beyond anything. So the help of an ether marked was what created the sealing stones that keep these dragons in their own dimensions. And then a new section begins. At this point, about an hour has passed.
This is a disgusting amount of lore, by the way.
Ooh, I'm all about this kind of stuff. World building, man. It's the best.
I'm all about this too, but there's just so much to process.
Is this all? Did you like make all this up, like these gods and stuff? I don't know any like D&D lore.
Yeah.
Dude, we don't even know any of this.
Nice.
I know. Can you imagine when we ask him to recap it for us?
Probably won't.
Saddle up! I got some shit for you.
The next sections begin to describe the locations of the sealing stones that were used to keep these dragons locked away.
I kind of just like look up like, do you realize what's happened? We're all going to die! The ancient dragons have been released. Only the gods have sealed away. We're all going to die!
I hardly believe that's the case.
Yes, man.
That was a dragon, yes, but
We already killed the other one. We almost all died.
you've seen another dragon?
Dude, he told you that like an hour ago.
We came from the plane that these dragons were sealed away in. It's been opened up. Don't you realize they can open the planes to every other dragon listed in this tome? We're all going to die. The other has already escaped.
That's not good.
No, it's...
And she kind of points to the next section where the beginning sentence is that at any point should these dragons be released to roam the earth again, the apocalypse would ensue.
Oh, here we go. Yep, that's happening.
However, there is a next section.
Okay, keep reading.
These are described as the locations of the sealing stones, although they're very vague, and there's an excerpt about how not much is known about the locations. The tablets that they discovered seem to describe, or seem to be from the point of view of probably the world's earliest mortals. And this is all they could gather from the tablet itself. It says that the sealing stone of the White Dragon can be found here. A place devoid of warmth or heat, the frozen skies of the icy wastes, perilous peaks of the sky's embrace.
Okay.
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
The sealing stone of the Blue Dragon can be found here. Powerful wings you must seek, to reach aspiring heights beyond all mortals' reach.
Can I, like, copy this down
Sure.
somewhere?
Yeah.
Dude, just take
I
a look.
ask her for, like, a, you know, a pen and, like, a
And
piece
she
of
she
paper.
digs through like other books and things like that, and she like flips her quotation, she like rips a couple of them out, and she's like, "This one's empty."
That's wonderful. I copy it down because I'm not going to remember this shit.
It'll take you probably a whole day to copy all the information in this book down.
The relevant information. I want to steal it from her.
Ask her for it. Say the world is coming to an end. I need this information to save it.
Yeah. I ask her if...
Although you guys aren't here, feel free to take notes.
So how many dragons are there? 4? And they're all in separate dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
Each with a different sealing stone.
Mm-hmm.
Something called an ether mark is the only person who's known to be able to open or seal these.
Just for the record, I'm like 99.99% sure that like the sealing stone for the ice dragon was that crystal that was in Vannon that exploded and opened a portal to another dimension.
Yes. That sounds about right.
But where did the sealing stone come from?
It came from...
that chick.
I mean, like, who put it there? Another dragon gave us a sealing stone to another dragon's dimension?
Well, when you guys reconvene, some history checks can be made.
So 4 dragons.
This is what you like to see as a DM, guys. You like to see your players start taking notes and...
Oh, would you like to see what I showed Alexia earlier?
Seriously, man, what the F?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ugh. I feel like considering what we've seen,
What?
he might be the dragon.
Oh.
Because we just had the elf chick running around and then she turned into a dragon. So for all we know, he could be Androgynir himself. Or he's the ether thingamajigger.
What were the names of the dragons?
Androgynir.
Kelveroth.
How do you spell that?
K-E-L.
K-E-L.
V-E-R.
V-E-R.
A-T-H.
A-T-H.
Known as the Frozen Flame. The blue dragon was Androgynir.
Okay.
A-N-D-R-A-U G-N-Y-R. This one was titled The Azure Flash.
A-Z-U-R-E.
Yeah. The red dragon was called Sindratheron, the Crimson Skies.
Spelling, please.
C-I-N
C-I-N.
D-R
R.
A-T-H
A-T-H.
E-R-O-N.
E-R-O-N.
That's Crimson what?
Of the Crimson Skies. And then the black dragon was called Zanverdis.
Okay.
Z-A-N-V-E-R-I-T-A-S. Known as the Voidbringer.
So you had a white, blue, red, and black?
Yeah. Do you want me to read the thing about the white dragon location again?
Would it not be the one we already killed?
Well, we don't have Sealing Stone. We don't have the ability to, like, close their dimension.
No.
Just don't... We don't want their dimension open. The gods closed them away. Like, who knows what else is in there? So
It wasn't
Yeah, but
just
we
the
already
gods,
went
it
into
was
a
also the
dimension
Ether
and we
Marks.
killed one
yeah,
of them.
but, like, there's all sorts of stuff that they sealed away in there.
It does describe the Ether Mark as always a female.
Oh, God. Dude, fucking serious?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dang it.
And their powers usually come about around 10 or 11.
Damn. I feel out of the loop. This doesn't mean anything to me.
Is it your person?
Hmm?
Are you the chosen one? Are you a lady?
No!
Oh.
You guys finally see through my disguise?
Oh.
He's just been doing like really every session I make him do a deception check to see if he can pass off as a guy.
Been wearing a fake beard this entire time.
Do you want the poems
Well, after
again,
being
or-
aged, it's not fake anymore.
Wait, so it's what are they called? Ether what?
Ether Mark.
Mark.
Ether
Or Aether, I guess. It's A-E-T-H-E-R.
However you want to pronounce
Yeah.
it. I need to, like, fix this notebook. This is a mess.
That's weird. Do you want the poems again?
Yes.
So supposedly, the sealing stone of the white dragon lies here. A place devoid of warmth or heat. The frozen skies of the icy wastes.
Okay, one second. Lighter heat?
A place devoid of warmth or heat.
Warmth or heat.
The frozen skies of the icy wastes.
Skies of what?
The icy wastes.
Icy.
perilous peaks of the sky's embrace.
Perilous what?
Perilous peaks
Peaks.
of the sky's embrace. And that's the location of the white dragon stone, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
The sealing stone of the blue dragon. Powerful wings you must seek. Next part.
Yep.
To reach aspiring heights beyond all mortals' reach.
To reach all...
To reach aspiring heights.
Oh, to reach aspiring...
Beyond all mortals' reach. The sealing stone of the black dragon. A place devoid of hope or light. To the blackest depths you must dive. Whenever you're ready for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
The sealing stone of the red dragon can be found here, apparently. Unforgiving fire and fury clash. Those who enter turn to ash. And that's the end of that section. There is one more section in the book so far.
Shay?
Do you keep reading?
Mm-hmm.
So the last few pages, or not even pages, it's more so a chapter. The last chapter of this book describes how there was a craftsman chosen by these gods because of his ability on Earth as a mortal and what he was able to give to them as tribute and create for them in terms of prized possession and ornamental armor and weapons.
Is his name Owle?
No.
Dang it.
They decided to make him immortal so he could serve them for all eternity. Angered by this, he forged weapons that could ultimately... were believed to ultimately be able to damage these deities and theoretically even kill them. When the gods found out about this, they sealed these weapons away, as well as punished him for a very long time.
Oh my. God-killing weapons. I want that power.
Is that it?
That was it?
Did it go into any detail about how they punished this person?
No. It just describes that it lasted for a very long time. Due to his immortality, he could not die, and so the punishment lasted for a very long time. It does mention, though, that these weapons were sealed away. We'll say around the time you finish this book and you start taking your notes, Shasta begins making tea for both of you and brings it up to you. And while you're working at this kind of like makeshift desk you've made out of her bed at this point, she kind of brings it next to you and like puts it on the windowsill next to you, and she doesn't say anything beyond that. Around this point, you guys have helped the city tremendously. You've helped get a lot of refugees gathered up. The city guard you've helped a lot of the guards here lift up structural damage and start getting debris cleared out. You save a total of 17 people who were trapped.
Nice.
And each one of them thanks you tremendously. They hug you and begin praising you and asking you for your names and who you are, and if there's any way they can repay you.
I tell them my name, and I tell them not to worry about it, except maybe to...
Name all your children Varys.
Yeah, totally. Maybe think about how they treat other people, and how you never know who is going to grow up to eventually be a hero. And that maybe just your kind words can help inspire other people to be heroes.
We'll say at this point you
Such a good guy.
You reach the museum, but there's nobody in front of it, and you see you for the first time this night as well see the destruction of this building and how it is practically in ruins. But Ithlin is nowhere to be found here.
Well,
at this point, it's around 9 o'clock.
Wow, that dragon really did a number on this place. I try to look around for his tracks in the snow, if he left any.
Make a survival check. Sarah, or Alexia, are you helping him?
What? Sure.
Good and give advantage.
Nat 20.
Nice!
The total was just like 33, but...
Oh boy.
So you see a large indent in the snow, and you see small dainty footsteps kind of walk up next to this large thing in the snow, and then the large indent kind of like starts creating footsteps, and now these dainty footsteps and these other dainty footsteps are walking side by side next to each other and start heading off towards the slums.
Well, I believe I found Ithlin's tracks, and it would seem that despite the chaos and confusion and all the destruction in this city and the horrible, horrible pain that this dragon has caused, Ithlin has seemed to hire a hooker.
Oh.
I don't think that's accurate.
I point to the evidence.
They're dainty footprints. Doesn't say who made them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the messengers have this saying of neither rain, sleet, or snow, and it seems that the hookers also seem to go by this same standard. But they go this way.
I just shake my head and follow the footprints.
Okay. After about 20 minutes or so, you hear a slight knock at the door, but Chaucer, who was kind of like sleeping with like a book in her hand, she's like, ah! Do you think it's robbers? Looters?
I put down the book and I walk over to the door.
Jeez.
I will check.
She like nods at you and you guys go downstairs and she pulls the door open. And you see Alexia and Varys before you.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi. What's up?
I am reading the book we have seeked.
Saw it?
Sought, yes.
You guys hear a large clashing sound as the glass breaks as Chaucer comes in and bangs a flower pot over Varys' head. She's like,
Oh, God.
Take that, you looter!
Are you conscious still?
Take 5 points of damage. Make a constitution check.
Please be unconscious.
Check or save?
Check.
That's funny because it's going to be higher.
Yeah.
21?
Yeah, you're totally conscious as you just hear,
Like,
and you kind of like got dirt and like dead flowers all over you now. She's like, take that, you looter! She's like,
Just kind of like... Anyways.
oh, it's you?
totally unfazed.
These are your friends. I am so sorry.
Yes.
She kind of like gets close to you guys. She's like, I thought you were looters.
Obviously,
I start
by
to,
the
like,
fact that you shout,
Shake through my
"Take that,
hair and I
looter."
like find like. She hit me with a flower pot, right? Is there
The
a flower?
flowers are dead though. They have not been maintained.
I like pick one of the dead flowers with my
Not
hand.
a
I'm
book.
like,
Yes.
my lady.
She just like awkwardly takes it and she's like, thank you.
Ever the gentleman.
How are you able to
How attractive
read
is
the
this
book?
woman?
You tell me. She has. It's kind of auburn, like brownish red hair. Several strands of it though are kind of sticking out on the sides. You can tell it's kind of messy and like more so put into the bun it is in currently to keep it out of her face more than the fashion statement. And the bun itself is kind of tight, but it's also kind of loose at the same time. And she constantly kind of adjusts it. None of her weight by any means. She's got these kind of crooked glasses on her face, blue eyes. She's got freckles right here.
Mm-hmm.
She's human.
Nice bust.
Medium, like it's not something that you would draw attention to it. You wouldn't look at it and be like, oh my god. But if you like look for a couple seconds, you'd be like, oh, there is boobs there.
Solid B.
She's dressed very, very modestly though. She's kind of got like a nice dress on and then kind of a jacket over that. Not dressed provocatively in the slightest.
So, I take it you're spending the night here?
And she gets like really red at that and she's like, no, we were just reading!
Well, I don't sleep exactly. But I don't know.
Yes, we were just reading, and I'm gonna make more tea. And she walks off.
Just kind of like lean in. You dog, you. How much did you get it for?
Excuse me?
At a door.
What?
Is she not a working woman, per
She's,
se?
she works... No, she works at the museum.
Oh, I begin to take a look around on the inside of her house and see all the like the books and stuff. Oh, okay, so I was dead wrong about... Don't ever listen to me again about tracking, unless it is tracking
Yeah, I know. I told you.
elven footprints and plate armor.
Can only
hard
literally
to-
track, you just can't interpret it. Something went this
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, Iflin, what do you mean you've been reading the book? How's that possible?
Oh, my notes!
A bunch of like parchments fall out of Iflin's arms and like his
I'm
armor
like
at this point.
super excited, like... I'm so excited you asked! I like relay all of this lore to her.
Go ahead and relay it to her. I want to hear it in Iflin's words.
I just like think back to like how she had messy hair, but it was like put up in like a messy bun and stuff.
As he's not paying attention because
With
he's a horn
glasses.
dog.
Like, where?
He's got like pages falling out. I'm like, yeah, they were definitely banging.
It's like, so, we're all going to die.
Right.
We've opened a portal to a different dimension. We killed one of the dragons. The other was alive. It flew away. We're all going to die. Yes. I flipped through some
I
pages.
will say you guys do recall this. The dragon that you saw previous was not nearly as big as the one you guys fought.
Wait, what?
Was not nearly as big. It was
So the one that destroyed the city wasn't as big as the one.
No,
we
the one
fought?
that destroyed the city is bigger.
no, it's smaller.
Never mind. Again, don't trust
That's
anything
why
I
you
say.
clarify.
The ones you guys fought inside that icy citadel was much,
Yeah.
much
Yeah, the
bigger.
thing was enormous.
Don't
Ah,
remember.
yes. So there are at least 3 more dragons that are sealed away. She's probably going to unlock them all. We're all going to die. We need to find something named the Ether Marked. It is a female. It is a human.
Mortal.
Yeah.
At least.
More. I mean, that would basically mean human.
Even
Um,
elves aren't immortal.
Yeah, we're mortal. We just
What do you mean,
gotta
like-
live longer.
Mortal means human, though. I mean,
Mortal
like,
means they can die. Mortal means
Yeah.
that they don't live
And we
forever.
eventually die.
Yeah. Even elves live about... Except for in my world, the lore I have in place, elves typically live about 700 years.
Yeah,
old.
the ether mark could be a fucking goblin or a kobold for all we know.
Or no.
ugh. Oh God.
Or a
That's
gnome named
gnome.
Vino.
That's a gnome.
He's not.
I'm not
He's
playing.
a dude.
I'm not
What
playing.
if he's
is
been
he?
lying about that too? Oh God. It's the ugliest female gnome I've ever seen.
Vina.
Vina.
Oh my gosh. No, it's Vina. Okay, keep going.
Mm. And then I finally get to the point where I'm just kind of like rambling about where these sealing stones would be, giving no context to what a sealing stone is.
You're just
And I'm just kind of like, I'm super like
saying the poems.
stoked about like all of this like stuff that I know now. Yeah, and I've I've said all of the poems, giving
No context.
yeah with like no real context.
Yeah, I just like slowly turn my head towards Alexia, like eyebrow raised, like, you getting any of this? Like,
I just like subtly show like. But I too was randomly taking notes. So at this point, it's just like scribbles.
Sarah, the player, were taking notes. Alexia knows nothing of this.
Yes.
He's telling me about it. I'm just writing things down. I just don't know what it's connected
so you
to.
mentioned like the stuff about the dragons, their names and all that.
Yeah.
Can I just like
Okay.
steal his notes and like read it for context, or
I'm just like,
Hold up a minute.
Is it
Wait,
still
wait,
no
wait.
I don't
Context
want
in
that
your
whole,
notes.
like, I relate to you. Like, I want to hear in your words how you guys relate it. So,
Let's put the
I've
stops.
like given them the information, but I'm like really
Zero
excited,
context, so we have no
and
idea
I'm
what
just
it
kind
is.
of like not giving you the whole context. And I'm just like,
Okay, let's
here, and I like hand you the book.
let's ease back a little. Instead of having the
But we
horses
can't
go at
understand
full
it.
gallop, let's go at a slow trot. Just back it up a little bit. Okay, just come to a stop.
at that point, Chaucer comes in with, like, a plate
Everybody's
full of...
going to die eventually. Okay, I don't need to hear it from you like 18 times. Every
Releasing
other
all of the dragons will incite the apocalypse.
Oh, yeah, I've foiled an apocalypse
Okay.
before.
How many dragons are we talking about?
You realize that these dragons are connected to alternate pockets, dimensions, and time. Everything is going to die. Not just us. All creation is going to die. The gods sealed away these dragons because they feared them, because they could not contain them in any other way than to seal them away than something other than where we exist now, here. Everything is going to die. Everything.
So the dragons are in a
Anyways.
different dimension? Is that what you're saying?
At this point, Chaucer
Yes.
comes in. Chaucer comes in very awkwardly and, like, very quietly tries to put down the tea cart tray. And you guys hear us, like, shh. And she's like,
I really want Iflin, like, out of his excitement to just, like,
I'm just gonna like
slap
grab
that
something
over
and like stuff it in my mouth and like continue talking. I'm just
you grab, like, a couple sugar cubes. And you guys hear the very slow kind of, like, bloop, bloop, as she starts trying to add, like, a sugar cube quietly each time. She's just like, bloop, and she's like,
man. Chaucer, can you stop making so much noise?
Honey, I think you need to calm down, man.
She likes to
you're
deal
in
with
your
your
own
sugar.
home. We are guests. No need to be awkward about it. Just pretend we're not here.
Okay, so one thing at a time. Slow your roll, Iflin. How many dragons? Simple answers. How many dragons?
Well, we probably killed one. There's
Okay.
another one. So, I have no idea.
Wait,
How many dragons were mentioned in the book?
I think he
Four.
said
Okay.
there was
But
four.
there was more than one in each dimension.
We
so we
killed
don't
one.
know.
How's there more than one in each dimension?
Because she opened the portal, and she's clearly a dragon, and she flew away, and I don't know.
I feel
So
like
if there
that's
were
not
four-
what the book said, but okay.
If there are four,
But she's an ice dragon.
we killed
she
one.
had the power to open the portal.
That
so she's
means that
from
there are
that
three.
dimension.
But she's
We
smaller,
killed the
so
one
what
that
if
was
she's
living
the
there?
Ether mark?
and there's another one, so
But
now
she's-
there's four again.
That doesn't make any sense.
What? Oh God.
Okay, so
Chaucer kind of pipes up. She goes, "If I may, if these four dragons, apocalypse bringers, do exist, in the museum we did have a dragon fang. It was fossilized. Could have been anything, but it is possible other dragons exist." Apart from these ones, it is even possible these are the harbingers, and maybe the other dragons come from these dragons. And she goes, "Oh, do you know what that would mean?" And she kind of looks at you because she
They're having
understands
babies?
that like you would understand this.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, there could be so many more of them sleeping across the world.
That's what I'm saying. We have no idea. If she opened the portal, she wasn't in the portal, so we have no idea how many there are. Oh my god.
I really wish that I had the calm emotion spell so I could get you to just shut the fuck up.
I want that to be the video highlight. I wish I had the calm emotion spell so I could get you to shut the fuck up.
I don't know why I didn't take it, but it would be easier.
Please continue, guys.
Okay, where we're at right now, yes, there's probably more than 4 dragons in the world. We do not have the time to hunt every single dragon down. What seems to be most important is the god sealed away these 4 dragons for a reason. If those 4 get loose, apocalypse. So how do we handle the 4 that were sealed away?
Oh, by the way, there's some god-slaying weapons that are sealed away
Oh
somewhere.
my god.
God-slaying weapons.
Yes.
Those sound interesting.
Oh, yes.
What did the book say about this?
Well. Flip through the book.
Oh my god.
This is so wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is it? Is it?
I have been waiting for this part in the campaign for a very long
This is
time.
like the
Yes.
perfect thing for me.
I've been waiting for a long time to just unload all this information onto you guys at once to see what you would do.
And we have information that he doesn't have that without context we can't even tell him because we can't connect the dots.
No, you can tell him without context. It just depends if it.
Okay, well, we
makes
don't
sense.
know the name of the dragons because he hasn't told us.
Oh no, he went over
I
that.
told you those already.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I wasn't listening. Among all
We
the
will
other
say for the
different
sake of
dragons.
brevity. We will say for the sake of brevity. You now know everything you took notes on and that I read before that you heard me say.
Yeah, I mean, I took it all down.
I'm just having him back up because I didn't get all of it in the first
Yeah,
go.
there's a lot
Well,
of
yeah,
dots.
I'm like
There was a lot of
Just-
hysterics.
talking at
This
you.
guy's being frantic right now.
Yeah.
Shasa begins wiping off one of the blackboards that she has. She starts wiping off with her arm, and she starts you hear the sound of as she's writing across on the chalk viciously.
Okay. So, about those dragons you mentioned, the names. Didn't the I don't remember which color it was.
Blue.
Didn't the blue one?
And Drognir.
But isn't that Lawless's family's name?
Is.
Oh my.
And Lawless was the one who appeared when we killed what I'm assuming was the white dragon, and took the dragon's spirit or something and put it in his infinity gauntlet.
Don't call it that.
His gauntlet.
That's what we all thought of, though.
I know. That is the single most worst thing about being a writer, is you'll write something down and you're like, that's really fucking cool.
And you're
then-
like, God damn it.
And then later when you reveal that to someone, they're just like, oh, you mean like this? I'm like, shut the fuck up!
Not like that. Calm down.
Like that terrible movie I saw.
So, that seems to be a really good lead, but he seemed kind of scary last time we encountered
So the next
him.
time we encountered him, we'd be enemies.
If we stood in his way and were against him, then we would be his enemy.
Why wouldn't we stand in his way? He's
Oh.
taking powerful dragon spirits. For all we know, what if the gods sealed the weapons that could kill him with the dragons because they assumed they were sealed away well enough that no one would access the dragons or the weapons?
To be fair,
What?
we have no idea what he's doing.
Yes. But I feel like it's safe to assume that he's going to try going after all of the dragons.
Is that bad?
It depends what he decides to do with the dragon spirit, whatever he's collecting from them. What if he's somehow... If the weapons are sealed with the dragons, you kill the dragon, you get the weapon. If he collects all of the weapons by killing the dragons, he can kill the gods.
Is that bad?
I don't know, Evelyn! Is it?
I don't know!
It doesn't sound great.
To this date,
Fucking no.
given Sawyer never talked about his religion, and you were not there for the confrontation, You two, at least know Artemia is real.
Yeah.
And one of you know another god
Artemia
exists.
was-
Mm-hmm.
I have no religion. I have no god. Okay, Artemia was mentioned. Was Elena more than just Artemia's little puppet?
Yes, she was.
Oh my god, is she the marked one?
Oh, when I say this, like, I'm very serious, and you can tell that I'm pissed.
What exactly was Elena? Or who was she?
Everything.
Okay, I don't care who she was to you. I want to know who she was to the gods and to the world. What significance is she playing right now? Is she the Ethermark?
The what?
The Ethermark. The Ethermark?
What's that?
I've
Oh
told
my
you
god,
this
he
already.
told us! You know what it is!
I'm sorry, there is another section of the book.
Dicks.
Oh, as you guys are talking, I've gone back to reading.
It is said the only known way to reach a god's domain is by being invited or offering a tribute appealing to the god's nature and finding the location to feel that god's essence.
Wait, what?
Should a god take a vessel worthy of their power, the host
yeah.
is entirely devoured by the god's power and therefore
yeah.
lost.
Elena is done.
Separating the gods from their vessel requires complete destruction of that vessel, and even then the god just returns to their own domain.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't separate them. She's like locked somewhere fighting Artemia's like essence, isn't she? I didn't think we like fully separated them.
No, we didn't.
She like held Artemia off or whatever so we could leave.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. All I knew when we were together, and what she grew up hearing and what she would tell to me, is that she was just chosen by fate.
At what age did she start showing magical prowess?
I don't know. Before she was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, some people just were born with magic,
You guys go ahead and make intelligence checks.
you know? Oh, this is everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
Oh, 14.
13?
Ithlin?
Oh, I'm doing this?
Yeah, everyone gets to.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, you've met the person I'm thinking of, so you're entitled to one.
But I mean, I wasn't there for this stuff.
I don't know, but you've met her.
He got it
Two.
too.
And it shows.
Because I'm thinking about,
He's reading. He's preoccupied.
like,
You guys start thinking of other young women you've encountered with magical prowess. But,
Maria?
But you can't, nothing comes to mind.
Wait, to any of us?
Not specifically. If you're thinking Maria, that's Alexia thought.
Yes.
That's fine. But I'm just
Yes.
saying,
I fucking wrote it down.
for this particular check,
That's who I'm thinking.
Wasn't Maria like 6 or something? Like, isn't she a little too young?
No,
No.
she's older.
I was here for this?
you've met Maria, yeah.
When does this happen?
I guess you did not meet her. You were told about her, though.
Ah.
In Vamira, when you met Sawyer before he died. Because you were there for the...
Something just kind of like clicks to me, and I'm like, do you realize that the like main cause of most of everything that's going on so far is the fault of one Sir Sawyer Duhane?
Yeah! That fucking guy, man!
I believe he's a large motivation as to what's going on with Lawless.
As far as we know, Maria's with Lawless. If she's the ether marked, she could be helping him get into the dimensions. If she's supposedly like the reincarnation of the first person who helped seal them away, she has the ability to unseal them. Potentially.
You recall Ingrid told you guys that Maria was taking the house at Dragnir and Arya.
She's with Lawless. And somehow he has a connection to the dragons.
what the fuck are we waiting for? Let's go.
To Aria.
Oh, it's dark out. Never
Yeah,
mind.
it's like fucking. Yeah, and we haven't even rested
Is,
this entire time.
The woman that's never introduced herself to me yet, is she still scribbling on a chalkboard?
You guys met Chasa when you first entered the museum.
He wasn't there.
I wasn't
Oh,
there.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
doing other things.
Yeah, she's still scribbling in the museum, or on the, non-museum. She's still
Chalkboard.
scribbling on the blackboard, yeah. She has written down the first poem, "A place devoid of warmth or heat, the frozen skies of the icy waste, perilous peaks of the sky's embrace."
That was the first dragon we encountered.
She wrote that down, and she's been, like, kind of like... And she's got all these different, like, answers kind of written across the board.
Icy
Answers.
mountains. Yes. Good job.
What did she write down?
She like translating the poems to tell us the locations.
She's trying to figure out the first one, at least.
Icy mountains. Been there. Done that. Dragon Den.
She has, so far she's written down, nothing helpful. It is ice sculpture, frozen water, mountains is all she's written down.
Yes, mountains. Good job. Good job.
Okay.
Ice castle. Yep.
So...
Go ahead and make a history check, Varys, with advantage,
Oh, I'm probably gonna need it.
as you have heard of this before.
20.
There's a place in Fallguard that nobody goes to, because it's essentially the Mount Everest of this world. It is dangerous. It is nearly impossible to survive on the way up, and you can't even see the top of it from a distance. They call it Ice Crag Peak.
Ice Crag Peak.
Yes. Or sorry, that's a different mountain. It's called Tempest Peak.
Tempest Peak.
Yes. And you can see it from Fallguard, but you can't see the top.
What does the poem that she's written on the board say exactly?
A place devoid of warmth or heat, the frozen skies of the icy wastes, perilous peaks of the sky's embrace.
So thinking back on this, I'd be like, growing up here looking, never be able to see the top of it because it's just in the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Miss. Hello?
Yes, sorry.
This poem that you've written, it's from the book, right?
Yes.
It's one of the locations for supposedly one of the stones.
Yes, and obviously it's one of these three things, but what?
Right. I think it's this one, and I like, may I? And I grab the chalk. And I like, put a little star next to ice sculpture.
She goes, I can't think of any famous ice sculptures.
No, me neither. Wait! I've got it! Could it... Is there any chance that this could be Tempest Peak that it's talking about?
Nobody can go up there. No one's ever made the trip and survived.
Exactly.
Jinx.
It's,
You think somebody climbed the mountain no one's ever seen the top of.
no one that's alive anymore that can talk about seeing the top, but it's... Sounds like a place that you would hide something of this...
I think we did
The nature of this. I mean, think about it. Have you ever seen the top of the mountain? It's in the sky's embrace, as one might be able to interpret, through it being above the clouds, yes?
Her eyes get really wide and she like draws a line from all three of the things she wrote down. She's like, of course! It fits everything!
An icy sculpture, really?
We don't know what's up there.
Well, the icy sculpture is the next best guess, which is it.
No, the icy sculpture, meaning this stone of whatever, these mountains, and of course! If you don't want someone to find something, put it where no one can go.
Sure.
Great.
Do you know what this means? The research the papers I can produce. I'm going to be famous.
Nice.
If the world's not swallowed up, of course. And she kind of like gets shy again. She's like, she just realized that like her love of like history and everything has gotten better over again. She's like, if we don't all die, of course. Right, the world is in peril.
I'm pretty sure this is the dragon we killed before coming here.
But it says this dragon is... Even the gods feared it. How could you kill it? No offense, you all seem capable, but...
Much offense. Much offense.
Something of this magnitude, how could you?
Lots of luck.
We have our ways.
Possibly even fate.
She was alright. Well, if you have indeed killed it then... It would seem that... figuring out the other locations is a priority.
Yep.
Yes. So, what is the next one in the, that poem?
Andrognir. Powerful wings you must seek
Oh, fuck that one. Next.
to reach heights beyond mortal reach. Beyond
To
all
reach
mortals'
aspiring
reach.
heights.
Beyond all mortals' reach. Okay, so Wallace is connected to that one. Where's he originally from?
Arya.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
He spent a lot of time in Banyang, we know that. We don't know much about Arya, though.
You've been there. That's about it.
Have we?
Yeah, the
I
very
remember
first
that.
session. You and Mikhail, or no, you and Will have been there. The very first session we had, you guys went to Arya afterwards and spent some time there before you headed back to Vanden. The first session as your characters was in Variath, which was the city there where you guys thwarted the Ash King.
Ash King.
The giant fire guy you guys fought.
Sure.
And then Regulus Dane took you back to Arya to give you props for helping him obtain the sword that his king sought him after. So you and Will have met the king.
Of Arya.
Yep.
So powerful wings you must seek, so it's very high to reach aspiring heights beyond mortal's reach. I mean, at this point, to find the second dragon, Arya is probably our best lead.
Yeah, but I'd rather not go there. So, what's the next one?
Red dragon. Unforgiving fire and fury clash. Those who enter turn to ash. Sounds like a volcano.
That would make a lot of sense, yeah.
You guys can make history checks if you like.
Do we know of any
I would
volcanoes?
like to.
I'll
Volcanoes?
support him.
Fuck, I don't know.
Give him advantage.
All
no?
of you have to, unfortunately, this isn't a supporting each other thing. All of you have to make one.
History.
If you didn't make one as well.
Oh, 5.
I got an 8.
Ooh.
Natural one.
Don't know dicks.
Oh, he knows.
18 plus. Ooh. 24.
24.
I know everything.
Ithlin.
I literally do.
While you have never been to Banyang,
Wait, what?
you have heard of the impenetrable city of Banyang's capital. However, it is said
I can't go.
that on that land, there's a massive, massive volcano
Oh no.
that even being within 100 miles of it, you feel the intense heat radiating off of it.
Oh my.
Many settlements stay away from it, and it's a part of the Banyang that culture has not really developed because they can't get close to it.
Okay, wait. Okay, hold on. Relay that information.
Mm-hmm. I do.
They call it Blastfire Mountain.
Blast fire.
Last Fire Mountain.
So
Or
this
I like
one's-
Peaks more. Blastfire Peaks. We're gonna call it that.
so
Is
this
that
one
a-
is
Just made the decision in my brain. We're calling it that.
Blast Fire Peak?
Is that what they call it in common? What do they call it in the natural tongue of Bongyang people?
There's no Oriental language in D&D,
Dang it.
unfortunately, so...
I tried,
so
chat.
suck
I
a dick.
tried.
Okay, so...
They call it Omaioa Motionderu.
Omayo.
So,
Shindeyu.
Falgar,
Nani?
where we're at right
Yeah,
now,
that's the only thing you can say when you feel the heat. Nani?
with Tempest Peak is north, right?
Yes.
Banyang's to the east with the giant volcano. Aria, which is our lead for Andrognir, is to the west.
Which I'm sure that the master of the castle, aka Lawless.
You're not
And
master of
Aria.
the castle.
His father is still in charge.
Oh, I'm sure with the powers he displayed that his father is no longer in charge. I'm sure that he's already figured that one out, so there's no reason to go there yet.
Anyway,
What was the last one?
the black one.
Yeah.
Place devoid of hope or light, to the blackest depths you must dive. I'm assuming it's in the south. So
We
far
should
we
go there,
have
that
4
sounds
dragons.
You just see me like put my... Oh!
The dragons are each going to be
I know where it's at!
far ends of the
You
earth.
guys can all make
North, east, south, and west.
history checks yet again. Unless, Varys, you are confident you know where it's at.
It's in the Underdark, isn't it? Isn't it?
18.
I mean, probably.
18?
18.
I bet that... What was his name? King Phelbus Blackstone probably made a chair out of that fucking thing and is sitting on it.
25?
Casual 25.
I know lots of stuff.
Are you confident of your answer? Do you want to make a history check?
I'm confident it's in the Underdark.
Varys, you are very confident of your answer. When it comes to you, you can think of no blacker or darker or deeper place than the Underdark which you have traversed before.
I've been there too. I've been there too.
Hold on.
I even remember getting there.
Hold on.
These guys know.
As Varys says this, you begin agreeing with him. You start thinking, like, that's true, it's the darkest place I've ever been. Ithlin, you and your immense research and book perusing,
Oh, yes.
you begin recalling a tale you've heard where there's a part of the ocean that ships do not go.
Fuck!
Because it is said that should you travel through this part in the ocean, the ship is lost and never is returned.
I'm not going there.
Yeah, we are.
I'm not.
Next time.
Oh,
Next time.
no. Nope.
The Bermuda Triangle. Got it.
No. Hard pass.
It's called the Devil's Lair.
Oh god.
Cthulhu lives there.
I'm gonna call it Abyssal Point, I've decided. Also just decided that. It's called Abyssal Point.
Don't like this.
No, actually it's called The Edge of the Abyss. Just
God
decided
damn it.
again.
The fishermen that are like out over near that point where
Fishermen?
there's like the sign that's sticking out of the water that says like Devil's Point or whatever. It's like,
It's like scratched out.
it like just magically shifts and it becomes like the abyss or whatever, Abyssal Point, and then it shifts again.
Edge of the Abyss.
Become
Edge
Edge
of
of
the
the Abyss, and I'm like, what the fuck? Good thing we don't go there.
Yeah. Anyways, you have heard tales of fishermen and pirate vessels and merchant ships that have gone through that place and have never come back. It is said to be the deepest part of the ocean, though.
Sounds terrifying.
God, I really don't want to go back to the Underdark. It's such a stupid place.
I'm not even sure I'm allowed back in Banyang after all the shit we did. They'd like for sure recognize me. But I'm older. Still not, nope. They'll recognize me. But I still have the...
From what I
mask of
recall,
twisted
you,
reflection.
You had some of that youth restored. Instead of
I'm still
accepting it.
53, though.
Oh yeah, you got aged like hella.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I went
It happened to you
from
twice.
23 to 83 to 53. Okay, so we get to travel to the ends of the earth. Okay. Where to first, gents?
These are all your guys' best guess at this point. Ithlin, do you relay the information you learned, however?
Oh,
About the abyss and the place.
I have to get on a boat.
Pull out
Correct,
the
and
cube.
I know
We have
just-
a boat.
I know just the sailor. Captain,
He
really.
would take us.
You realize... Oh, I'd rather go back to the Underdark. We have to go into the...
I mean, that is an option.
She still hasn't
Ocean.
told me what her name is, has she?
No.
There's one other thing that was bothering me, miss. Do you know anything about this legendary smith that the book has talked about?
Not much beyond what the book has told me.
Anyone know of any famous smiths that are still around? I imagine someone that was that good didn't just simply give up on their craft.
What if it's lawless?
It's definitely not lawless, because I do not recall him ever tinkering with anything ever. All I remember him doing was feeding shit tons of magical items that we could have used to a spear that he ended up probably throwing away.
Oh, he
But
had
what
it
if-
last time you saw him.
Oh,
What if he
never mind.
created the gauntlet that uses the weapons of destruction to kill the gods? This is his way of
Everybody
getting
may
back
make a
to
history
them.
check yet again.
21!
11?
24?
Did really good.
I know everything! Leave me alone!
Well, Chaucer doesn't know shit, so...
Okay, well, she's just a bookworm.
No, she's definitely never heard shit. Like a natural one, unfortunately.
I love that she's like a librarian that doesn't know anything.
I mean, about this particular
She
topic
tries.
now. Ithlin, or not Ithlin, sorry. Varys, you know nothing. Nothing comes to mind at all.
What a dingus.
Alexia, though, you actually passed the
Yay.
thing this time. You and Ithlin both. For both of you, it's different. Ithlin, you've devoted your life to many different legends and tales. Ever since the mishap with your brother, you began to discover or read so much more and research the extraordinary. Not normal, not the old, but things that people write off as myth and fairy tale. You do recall a tale. A rumor, more than anything. And for you, Alexia, you remember a story your mother used to tell you.
Oh, Mom.
And you guys both kind of think these things at the same time. You guys tell a story of a man in Banyang who supposedly can fix anything. Supposedly. Even the most dingy, broken, destroyed piece of armor, a sword, or equipment can be fixed by this man. However, the only way to get to this man is to climb Blessfire Peak and
Why would
present
he
an offering.
live up there?
Because he's a cool guy.
Playing with it. He's like, well, I'm immortal. I'm just gonna live on a fucking volcano. No big deal. Fucking guy.
That's how he can reforge anything. He uses the power of the volcano.
I know the secret about this man already.
Oh, do you knowing nothing?
I do.
With your 11, that was a failure.
Character doesn't know anything.
Player-wise, I know the secret about this
Oh,
character.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm assuming Banyang's probably the best bet. We can find this guy who we've heard stories about, speak with him, and traverse the terrifying volcano and potentially kill a dragon. Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm
what
confused.
better way to go hunting legendary dragons than to go and find the man who made the weapons that could kill gods themselves?
Okay, so if we can figure out like the locations, for example, Tempest Peak, do we still need a way into the actual dimension that the dragon's in?
Supposedly, this is simply the location where the sealing stones are located.
Okay,
Yeah, we can't even
gotcha.
open them.
Gotcha. Oh, dicks. He's right.
You're not sure if you can open them, you just know that...
We can find them though. But what if we destroy the ceiling things? Does that destroy? Like, does that prevent a way into the dimension? Therefore, the dragon's there forever, and there's no way in or out. Or do we destroy the dimension and release the dragon by killing the sealing stone or destroying the sealing stone?
Probably yes.
The second one.
Just yes.
We have no idea.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. Okay, so what do we do? We've killed one dragon.
I say, this is a lot to think about, and I need a drink,
We should sleep on it.
as well as rest.
Here's some tea. But lots of sugar.
See, I don't know about you guys. I know you guys almost got crushed to death and all that, but and I like pull down my shirt a little bit, and you see like this like healing scar. But I got stabbed almost in the heart.
Oh yes, that's
Granted,
right.
it was the performance of a lifetime.
High five.
And yeah,
That's a low 5. You guys are dumb.
Whatever. You're dumb! Fuck you!
Disadvantage for life.
Go fuck your mom.
and
Oh.
okay.
Gotta watch the show.
So Chaucer
Not
at this point,
different show.
she's also begun erasing what she wrote previous, so much writing so much other stuff on the board.
What the fuck is this lady doing?
She is writing furiously and things like that.
Shasta, what you writing over there?
She was, which is, granted, I don't know if I believe any of you. This is a lot to take in. You have to understand, I always believe things to be myth, and if anything, grand tales are maybe exaggerated, but if these things are real, if you really have killed one of these ancient beasts,
Which we have.
supposedly, I'm just taking notes from my novel I'm going to write. It does seem, however, that the only options that lay before you are to destroy these stones so they may never be opened, or kill these dragons so they may never be released. I don't know who this lawless person is, but he seems to also be a factor in this.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of anyone who exhibits such extraordinary magic as this ether-marked person.
AKA Maria. Pretty confident on that. But oh my god. She was just like in some random ass village that we stumbled upon, and then she's like this big fucking deal. Like, are you
That's how
kidding
it works,
me
man.
right now?
That's how it works
Oh,
in every
God.
RPG ever. You're born in the middle of fucking nowhere.
So, do you really think that in the first arc of the campaign, I had planned for her to matter this far into the game?
Yes!
Yes.
Like, you conspired with Sawyer, and you were just like, you need to adopt this kid, because she's a big deal.
I'm gonna go with a hard no, in that this is just one of those things that the DM has to adapt to that ends up being epic later.
I will tell you, it was not my choice to adopt Maria. Matter of fact, I'd actually say too, you're the only party I've ever DM'd this game for who did not kill the girl in Terramont.
Dude, that place is fucking creepy.
That's
We
because
should've
all the other
killed
people you
everyone.
play with are fucking savages. They don't talk to people. They just murder them and steal their stuff.
I don't have time
Anyways,
for anyone.
Continuing
What, Zia
on.
used to do that?
Continuing on.
Willow sure did it.
We're all murder hobos.
So yeah, I don't know about you. Well, you guys might be hobos, but I am home.
I love
So.
it.
And I also own a manor. Lest you forget.
Do you?
Yeah, in Vamira. I inherited my father's house. It might be empty, but it's a house.
Oh, and why would we go back to Vamira?
I'm just saying, like, I'm not a hobo.
Oh, okay.
Just making a statement.
I have
I am
a
no
keep
hobo.
in Vanden. I am also not a hobo.
Oh, well then, looks like it's just you, Ithlin. That is the
I'm
one.
basically a hobo, so
Yeah, he just travels the world.
I mean, by definition.
Okay, but seriously. So we have all the information. Next place I assume we're going is Banyang. Yes?
I mean,
Yes?
I'm not getting on a boat.
You
I
have
don't have to.
You have to. To get to Banyang, you have to.
I would assume
God
so,
damn it.
yes.
To get to
Okay.
Arya, Banyang, or the edge of the abyss, you have to take a boat
Yeah.
regardless.
Lots of boats.
Mm-hmm.
No way around it. Sorry, bud.
That's the worst.
Alright, so
Unless you could fly somehow.
let's
I wish
rest,
I could.
heal, and then meet up with the Capitan in the morning to see
I did not write his name down, so I hope one of
if
you guys
we,
did.
if
Oh,
we can get
man.
a ride to Banyang.
I like that
I really
guy,
like
too.
him. I hope I wrote down.
Yeah.
Yes, I did! Captain Duskin!
Yes!
Ah, that sounds
We're gonna
right to
talk
me.
to Captain Duskin in the morning and figure out a ride. Either back to where we originally were, or straight to Banyang and just line his pockets with gold.
Yes.
and get us there.
So,
a recap.
oh, okay.
What do you guys all know? What are your guys' thought process so I can write them down?
Bro.
Thought process regarding like where we're going.
Yes. So, Actually, you know what? Doesn't matter. What are you guys doing next? I don't care what you think.
Nice.
Taking a rest.
I care what you think, but more so I care what you're going to do next. So what do you guys like to do?
Fucking sleep. On a pile of books if I have to.
I definitely want to go check to see if the Drunken Wizard is still there.
Okay.
I kind of want to go shake down that gnome for 2,000 gold that I lost.
Yeah.
Because he's actually not magical and I kind of want to kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me,
You
he's
don't know
magical.
that, though.
No.
We don't know about the prestidigitation.
Yeah, that's true. You guys weren't there for it.
Whatever.
I just don't like gnomes.
He knows it, though. And you still think that he's, like, all powerful and shit? Like, are you
It's up to
serious?
Varus if he wants to roll the information to you.
Oh my god.
When a god makes threats to you using low-level magic that you are able to identify, you don't provoke the bite from the bard.
I slap him.
Okay.
Be
Yeah,
better.
take a point of damage.
I was at full health, and then I got hit in the head by a fucking potted plant, and then slapped.
Get your head out of your ass and realize what's actually happening. Vino is not a god. He's threatening you with empty threats. You are more powerful than he is.
We
Kick
need to
that
recruit
gnome in
Vino.
the face. No, we don't! No! He's not welcome. Hard pass.
We could
Ithlin would
recruit
kill
him.
if you recruited him.
So when we're in the middle of the ocean, I can throw him off the boat.
I preserve.
I mean, I'm sure that he has some way of preserving himself should that happen, and I would not want to be on the same plane of existence when you incur his wrath.
Okay,
But-
I'm resting so I can heal.
You find a nice pile of books on the floor, and you kind of like pile some underneath your head to like make kind of a pillow.
Yeah, I do.
It would seem that my friend wants to stay here with you. I'm going to go look for someplace else to sleep, but
Dude,
it
I don't
was
even
a
care.
pleasure
I just
meeting
need to
you.
sleep.
And she's still writing on the chalkboard at this point. She's like, "Yes, it was nice to meet you as well."
Thought so. I go away.
At this point, the entire chalkboard was filled with writing, and it's small writing, so she wrote a lot on that chalkboard.
I'll read it in the morning.
I go over to read it.
You're gonna raid her like
There is
pantry
so
for grapes and
much
stuff.
untraceable, like, one thought leads to another, to another, to another. None of it really makes sense. It's things like dragons, legendary heroes, impossible weapons, gods that don't exist, parentheses, may
Gods that
exist.
don't exist? Oh god. She's gonna
It's
be
just
smiling.
things like that, and it's just none of it makes much sense, except to you, who has done research before.
I would like, because when we rescued these people, I'm assuming that we brought them to some sort of like shelter that was.
You
set
talked
up.
them to the guards, and the guards took them from there.
Yeah.
So at this point, they're not your responsibility anymore. Like I said, one section. This map area is one
Yeah.
section of the city. The city is much larger than this.
Oh,
This
I know.
one section of the city was decimated, but the rest of it, you know, there's places to put people, and they're figuring that out currently.
I would like to make my way to where the, mayor or governor, whoever
The Duke.
the Duke, where the Duke lives.
Okay. Much in British soldier fashion, as you approach this area, you head into like the. It's not saying much. It is the fancier part of the Fall Guard, although it's not saying a lot. The building's just as shitty here as they are anywhere else. But it is considered the upper class of Fall Guard, which is not much. The whole city's kind of shit. But you start making your way towards that building, and you see the familiar soldiers that have the leather armor and the kind of like special macaroni guard badge per se in front of the house. Not literally made out of macaroni, but that much authenticity pretty much. And when you start walking up, they're like, "Halt! This area is off limits to civilians."
Okay. I happen to not be your average civilian, and I was hoping to secure an audience with the Duke.
Of course you're not your average civilian. You're a fucking half-elf.
That's right.
Now leave, before I put your face on the pavement.
I was hoping to receive an audience with the Duke so that I might help with the with providing the people that were displaced from their homes with suitable amounts of gold to be able to pay for lodging and food, things of that nature.
So the first one goes, if we want to make the place worse, we'd call a whole gaggle of you half-elves. And the other one goes, oh wait, man, he's going to pay for it. And he goes, how much money could he have? He's a half-elf. And he goes, I mean, they're crafty though. They could easily get their hands on some coin. And he goes, oh, so you want coin from a half-elf then, eh? And they're having this like mini conversation, like back and forth.
Yeah, when I hear him say like coin from half-elf, I'm like, does it matter where the coin comes from as long as it's gold?
Make a persuasion check.
That is a 26.
He goes, one of them goes, right. If you do anything suspicious, I'll have your ears.
Okay.
And then as you walk forward, the other one stops you, puts his hands on your chest, and goes, also, I have those nice weapons of yours.
Oh, like just to like disarm
Yeah.
type of thing? Yeah. I give him my one scimitar.
Okay. And,
I love bound weapons.
Actually, I give him two scimitars because I have
The one from the tournament.
yeah, I have the one still from the tournament. So yeah, I give him two scimitars.
Okay.
Only the one is black
Okay.
and moon shaped.
You're bringing into this area, and it's a big kind of open space. A few different, like, the art is not much to consider, but there's art on the walls nonetheless. There's tons of it, as a matter of fact. Lots and lots of art pieces worth about 10 gold each, in terms of quality.
Mm-hmm.
And this old man walks up to you and he goes, excuse me, sir, do you have an appointment?
No, I do not have an appointment, but I was hoping that due to the dire situation, I might be able to receive an audience, given the circumstances.
The Duke is indisposed at the moment.
Indisposed doing what exactly?
He is with his wives.
What?
I would like to see how truthful that is, because this is juicy.
Make an insight check.
Damn. 15?
You believe this man.
Oh,
Damn it.
You can tell he is earnest and true.
really? At a time like this, he's just going to town on... I suppose some of the population was reduced and he needs to fill the quota.
I shall tell him you are here. Who, may I say, is calling?
Just somebody that wants to help the people.
So modest.
Do you have a name, sir?
Oh, right. Varys.
Varys of the people. Got it.
Yes.
And you see him shuffle off, moving maybe like 5 feet around. Just...
Is there like a... Is there any chairs or something I can sit and wait?
Yeah.
I would like to wait.
He gets to the stairs and he goes...
Is there like a lot of stairs?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Is there like a spiral staircase?
Yeah.
So I get to like watch him the whole way?
Yeah, he's just...
I just think to myself like,
That's amazing.
really? He is devoted. That or he's being punished somehow.
About 20 minutes later, you hear the really small of the steps down the stairs, and surely enough, he gets to the bottom and he's just like, the master will see you now.
Right. Well, lead the way.
And he goes, right, sir. And he goes,
Poor guy.
you find yourself having to stop ever so often to keep pace with him, as your casual stride is much faster than his stride at this point.
Great.
He takes about a step around. He puts both hands on the banisters. He climbs up the stairs.
You should just pick him up and ask for directions.
Well, I don't want to drop him.
Eventually, you reach the top, and he knocks on the door. He's just like, and you hear, "Go on, what is it?" And he goes, "Oh, excuse me, sir. Virus of the people. Please right this way." And he very slowly grabs the handle and like opens the door and like pushes it open.
Now, is this the same ruler that has ruled here for like since I was here?
You've never had the pleasure of meeting him.
I know, but like I know his name, right?
No.
No, goddamn.
You live in the
Duke.
commoner area.
The Duke.
Not even commoner. You live in the peasantry section. You didn't know anything about the Duke except for his title, and that
Cool.
he kept passing laws that made taxes cost more and
Of course.
made it harder for your mom to pay the rent, and what led you to the life you lead, or led. You open the door, and there's a man there wearing this kind of robe that's open. You can see his
Genitals?
his small pot belly kind of sticking out. He's got this really kind of pedophile looking mustache.
Oh my.
Long brown greasy hair. Kind of like mousy looking teeth, like buck teeth almost. And
Nice.
as you walk in, he smacks another girl in the ass and he goes, "Go on then, I'm done with you for the night. I've got business to attend to."
Ooh, how does she respond to this?
She goes, "Oh, you are incorrigible, my dear."
How sincere is she about
Make an
this?
insight check.
She I want to know, is this like a
Not at all.
is she faking this
Make an insight
because
check.
he's got a lot of money? That's a 24.
You can tell her heart's not in the slightest.
Nice. She's in it for the money.
Yep. And her and five other women walk past you, and she's just like, they're all like, "Oh."
Hello?
And he sits down behind the desk and props his feet up on there and pours himself a drink and starts lighting up a cigar, and he goes, "Right, what do you want? Virus of the people, is it?"
Yes. I was wondering.
No one told me you were a half-elf. That's interesting. I wouldn't let you in here otherwise. But I have heard that the half-elves are making quite a stir in the city lately. Is that you?
Depends on what kind of stir in the city that you're talking about.
Don't you make a lot of money?
I make some money. Yes.
Right. Aren't you one of those people that was helping the people out today? With
yes.
the dragon attack, supposedly. Honestly, I think people see what they want to see.
Yes, I was. I helped pull people out of the rubble.
Right, so you want a reward, I suppose.
Not even. I just wanted to come here and ask you about how many people were displaced from their homes.
He takes a really long puff of his cigar, takes a really long drink of his whiskey, and goes, and exhales at the same time. I don't know. Suppose a bit.
You don't have any like official reports from the guards or anything like that?
And he kind of like gestures to the table in front of him, and he's like, "I'm not one of these, huh?"
May I?
He's some kind of official. You know, way around the desk. Look, do you think my job's easy? Do you think they'll just walk around and, you know, I look after an entire fucking city.
Yeah. I just wanted to know because I wanted to help the people out.
It's just a really good thing I'm not around. This is for the best.
You want to help the people out.
Yeah, I want to go money. I just wanted to get a...
You see his attitude change immediately when you mention the word money, and he's like, "Money, you say?"
Yeah, I just wanted to get some figures so that I knew how much to give.
And he starts like scrambling through different papers on the desk. He's like, "Well, I mean, supposedly the damages were around 5,000, and still take months to repair, and it's a lot of coin, and I'd have to raise the taxes on the people again. I hate doing that. I really do."
5,000 gold worth of damage for just throughout the entire city and all that?
And he kind of like walks around the desk at this point, puts his arm around, and he's like, a dragon attacked. Have you ever seen a dragon? My grandfather killed one. Nasty creatures.
I have seen a dragon, in fact. I saw it attack the city earlier today.
Exactly! So you know exactly how much damage we're talking. And he pours you a drink at that point and like hands it to you, and he goes, now if it were me, I'd do it for free, but that's not how a city works. Of course you knew that.
Yes, I know.
God damn it.
I want to know how truthful he's being when he
Insight
makes the
check.
number of 5,000 appear out
Make
of
an
nowhere.
insight check.
The exact amount of gold that I have
Oh
in
my
my
It's
pocket.
a nat 1,
Oh my! You go, my friend.
but it was
Oh
it was a 14.
It's a natural one, unfortunately. No matter high success maybe, a natural one is always an automatic failure. So unfortunately, with your natural one, you hear this man.
I rolled really terrible too.
And
So sorry.
he seems like the most honest person you've ever met, as a matter of fact.
He's a pretty great guy.
You see him, you hear him talk, and he sounds sincere and enthusiastic, and there's no doubt in your mind he's telling you the truth. Especially the part about his grandfather killing the dragon.
I had my doubts at first when I saw this guy. He just fucking potbelly and drinking and smoking, although I drink and smoke. And many,
Who are you talking to?
this is the inner monologue.
Okay.
Just seeing him, like, smoking and drinking and then potbelly and, you know, like 5 wives. Like, I really only have room in my heart for one, so his heart is just vast.
Oh my.
Wow. Oh. So 5,000 gold, huh?
The people want what the people want. Now, I mean, I could just raise the taxes on everyone again, and mind you, I hate doing that, but
Yeah, no, that's, nobody really wants that. Well, 5,000 gold in damages, huh? Alright.
he just looks at you and he mouths the word dragon. He's like,
Oh, I know.
and then he just shrugs his shoulders.
Terrible beasts. Take a long time to take down, too.
If only my grandpappy was alive.
The grandfather must have been some hero.
And he kind of like he's like, that's a man.
Does he have any,
man
like,
right there."
paintings in here that have, like, portraits of, like, the men?
There are actually paintings of him explicitly,
Oh, just him.
and all of them like him in heroic poses without a potbelly and like armor and like wielding like great swords and stuff like that,
course.
conquering like beasts.
Of course.
I can't help but notice. Is that you?
He goes, I told the authors to get my good side. I'm sorry if it looks terrible.
Oh, not at all. I think it does you justice in ways that I didn't know were possible. You must have been a great hero yourself before becoming the Duke.
His demeanor immediately exchanges, and he's like, Varless, was it? I like you.
Yes, Varless. Well, I don't have all of it on me, but I would be happy to come back tomorrow, probably around 9 o'clock, and pay for all the damages.
I don't really wake up at 9 o'clock.
Well, I'm sure you have somebody that would be able to accept the gold.
Oh, Escobar. Yeah, he could do it.
I'm sorry, who?
Escobar.
Escobar.
I'm sure you met the bloke who led you up here.
Oh yes, that wiry old devil.
Oh, yeah, it's my brother. He can't do much, really, so
Oh.
I'll let him work for me.
Brother, the elder brother.
Much, yes.
Don't really see much of a family resemblance there.
Well,
Clearly, you inherited all the good looks of your grandfather. And I kind of like nudge him.
he pours you another drink and like hands it to you. I don't know if you've finished your first one, but he hands you another drink.
Oh yeah, I just kind of like dump it to the first glass. Like, oh, I wasn't done, but okay. Good. So.
If you relay even a portion of this information to me, I don't even know what I'm gonna do.
Welcome to Fallguard.
Varless, I have to say, It's good to see that your better half is leading you today.
Yeah, my better half, sure. It's just that I grew up here, and I'm sure you could tell by my outfit that I'm an adventuring type folk. I actually haven't been back here for quite some time, but in my travels I managed to collect certain items and, you know, vast amounts of gold, and so...
What was your mom's name?
My mom's name?
Yeah.
Celise.
Celise?
Yes.
Varlas, you remind me of my fourth wife. She was a beauty. She was.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing like an angel and knew her way around the command table, if you know what I'm saying.
I think I get you, yeah.
My darling Celise.
Oh, that's quite a name. Anyways,
You suddenly recall the many nights your mother spent away from home.
Oh, what have I done, guys? Interesting. Anyways, so yeah, tomorrow then, I'll just drop by and give that back to Escobar.
Yes, Escobar. Take one for the road. And at this point, like, you can tell he's like kind of drunk.
Mm-hmm.
He hands you like another drink.
Oh,
and you have
thank you.
You have 3 glasses in your arms at this point.
I guess I mean, you don't mind if I take these to go then?
Just take them to. Varlas, I like your style. I really do.
Well, I was gonna go get drunk anyways. This is a
If
good
only
start.
if only more halfies were like you, really.
Yeah, if only. I'm sorry. I didn't get your name. I just know that you're the Duke.
Just you don't know my name.
Yeah.
I thought you grew up here.
Yeah, but I mean, I grew up, you know, not in the. I was kind of in the poorer neighborhoods, and people didn't really say what your name was, and no one really ever told me.
You and me, we're of a different breed. We are. We really are. You know, there's the common folk, the peasants.
Yes.
I hate to use the word. I do. I really hate to use the word. But the peasants. And there's the commoners. Just a naughty saying it, really. And then there's you and me, Varlas. You and me. You all breed apart.
Yeah. Okay, bye. Just gonna get out of this awkward situation.
Yes. Goodbye, Valen. I'll miss you.
Yes. Later.
And as you're heading downstairs, you hear, Escobar, where are my warm towels?
Right.
I begin looking for the
Will they
guard
still
that
be
has
warm by the time
my
he gets
sword.
there?
That's a good question.
Absolutely not.
Varys, you leave the manor hearing up the stairs. What are you guys doing all this time?
Sleeping.
You're sleeping. What are you doing?
Well, I was looking at like the stuff she was writing down on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. What did I do after that?
That's what I'm asking you, my dude.
Let's see. What time is it now? Probably. I mean, I do have to like rest. I am like half.
It's probably
not half
about
dead.
At this point, it's probably about midnight. Alexia's been sleeping for a couple hours. Chaucer, she's now running really, really, really small in chalk, like on the edges of the
Like
chalkboard.
running out of space.
Yeah, she's trying to get as much information there as possible. And every time she writes something down, she's just like, fascinating. Really, it makes so much sense. No! And she erases part of it.
Oh. Well, it's getting kind of late, so I'm probably gonna start like resting over in like a corner somewhere.
Okay.
So I do need to like rest some amount. I'm also like
Okay.
hurt still.
Varys, when you arrive back at Shasta's apartment, you find Ithlin in this kind of like transitory state. You find Alexia fast asleep against a pile of books. Shasta makes notice that you walk in the door, and it's just like, oh, right, had your market adventure. What if... She starts writing something else.
Uh-huh. I just slowly back out of the door and close the door.
Okay.
Now that I've completed my little adventure with the Duke, I need to go check on my family.
Okay.
I am going to go and try and find Anton.
Where would you like to search first?
The place I know he's going to be. The Drunken Wizard.
So you go to that section of the town, you find that it is indeed intact.
Nice.
You walk inside, and you hear Uncle Anton going, "A great beast attacked the city today. And you want me to take it slow. You want me to just have less drinks. You want me to... Did you see that thing? At least 100 feet tall. You want me to take it slow." And he's like, "Anton, you've been through this. You've had enough. Take your seat before I throw you out." And you walk in and he goes, "Varys, please deal with him."
Yeah, sure. How about you, get us a table over there?
He goes... And Anton runs up to you and he's like, "Varys, you're not dead." I admit, I thought the worst, and I thought you were dead. And he goes, "Do you see the city? The whole bloody place is in ruins."
Yeah.
But there's good news. And he starts like rubbing your face. And he's like, "The Drunken Wizard's intact."
Yeah. So probably, well, that's some good news I've heard today.
It's the best news. Best drink in Falgon! He raises his tankard and everyone's just like, "Shut up, Anton!" And he's like, "You potty wiles."
Yeah, everyone seems to be a little on edge, huh?
"You know, I just told you, Varys, enjoy life. It's not my fault these people are wet blankets."
Right, they are wet blankets, aren't they? They do need to learn to enjoy life a little more. I mean, they survived a dragon attack after all.
That was a dragon.
Yeah. It's, I think you were. Which one of them was talking about the 100-foot tall thing? Was it the barkeeper? Anton. So yeah, weren't you just talking about it, the 100-foot tall beast?
I thought it was a salamander, really. Never seen a dragon. It's not a dragon, huh? Well,
Pretty much a giant salamander.
it's like, huh?
Breathes ice.
That'll be worth a few drinks, eh?
Yeah.
Anton the Dragon Survivor. Well, that's a title.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just sit here, and I like pull out a chair and that's next to a table or something. Just sit here for a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I go up to the barkeep. How's it going?
Jose's on edge and panic.
Yeah.
Your uncle's a daft bastard. You know that, though.
Yeah, he is. Could I get a ball for myself, though?
Do you promise it's just for yourself?
No. I might share it with some of the people around here.
Varys, if it wasn't for the fact I knew you help people around the city, I'll tell you to fuck off. But he pulls down the bottle and it's kind of dusty and he wipes it off a little bit and he gives it to you and he goes, "Thanks."
Yeah, no problem. So, like, free of charge? Like, is that what's going on?
It's on the house.
Nice. Thank you.
So then he gets close to you and he's like, "If your uncle damages another bit of property, I'm coming after your ass."
And I will pay for it. Trust me. Although, maybe go a little easy on him. I mean, He did survive a dragon attack, after all.
Piss off, we all did.
Yeah, everyone did. By the way, I'm I'm not responsible for what happens next, and I walk away.
And he's like quizzical at that point. He's like, what? But you continue on.
And then I go back to Anton's table, and I just slam the bottle down, and... Well, I got more.
Virus, I always said you were a blessing from the golds. Really.
Yep, and I uncork the bottle and start pouring for him and me. Cheers.
Anton definitely drinks most of the bottle throughout the night. But you get a couple drinks in.
Yeah, so after my first glass, this place I assume is packed now.
Not as many people as there usually is.
Oh.
You can tell that a lot of people who had priorities, it's mostly the lost souls of Felgard. People who don't have families to look after, people who don't really have priorities or responsibilities are kind of here. And so it's less packed than it usually is.
Well...
There's you, your Uncle Anton, a couple tables, like maybe 2 people at the most, something.
Despite all that, I kind of go towards like the center-ish of the room between everybody.
Okay.
And I begin to play them a song.
Make a performance check.
I play like old upbeat classics.
Okay.
That's really good. 24.
Is glorious. People begin kind of like swishing their mugs back and forth, and like ale flies out of it as they're doing so, and then they finally take a drink and they're like, oh, and they tip it upside down, there's nothing left, and they're like, more! And then that happens throughout the night. When morning comes, you kind of come out of your trance like around like 5 a.m. per se.
Mm-hmm.
4 hours before Alexia wakes up, you come out of your trance and you're like, oh! And you see Trausta still at the board writing things down, like erasing stuff and writing stuff down. Yeah.
I get up and I walk over and I'm like looking at the board and kind of scanning it and like, still awake.
Yes, I believe that a lot of natural disasters throughout the years that we thought were nature could be dragons. If all dragons have an element, and all dragons have some kind of domain over this, perhaps that when it rains, for example, it's some kind of blue dragon. Some of the most dangerous times throughout the centuries could be because of dragons. If this is true, should those dragons be dispatched?
Interesting. I do not know. Do you think that their life force is connected to the Earth in some way? That if they are dispatched, then chaos would ensue?
I think that balance would ensue. I think that dragons, powerful as they are, perhaps they pick up some an amount of primordial magic the world already possesses. Perhaps when they are killed, that magic is released into the world, and maybe balance ensues. You can go to the bathroom and talk. I forgive you. Now that she's gone, I don't actually forgive her.
Honestly, once I learn Wish, I might just wish that I never pulled her out of that debris.
Who?
Alexia.
Oh. I don't know how much she had left, but as long as she had to get out of the debris herself, so...
Not very long, probably.
Yeah.
And I begin to kind of like ponder on that. Kind of like thinking and kind of talking to myself.
Eventually, throughout the night, she slowly begins to kind of like fall asleep a little bit. And you notice her catching yourself, like closing her eyes and like waking up, and she's like, And she goes back to her research, and at some point she falls asleep and kind of like leans against you. Like standing upright, leaning against you though.
Is there like a bed somewhere to put her on? Like somewhere to put
Oh yeah,
her?
there are lots of books and stuff on the bed. You kind of push those aside to like start making the makeshift table, like start copying your version of the book. The notes you took, essentially.
Yeah. I put her on the bed then.
Okay. And she grabs some of the other books on the bed and like cuddles up with them and like grabs them and like sleeps.
That's adorable.
If only she weren't human, right?
Probably.
I didn't know you were one of those elves.
Oh yeah, I'm super racist.
Tits.
So I'm just kind of like looking at the board, just kind of like reading it and just kind of like thinking to myself and trying to kind of like put things together.
Yeah. Essentially though, morning does come. You all wake up in your respective areas. Alexia, you wake up and Chasa is cuddling a pile of books on the bed currently and muttering things, and some of it's like broken English, other parts of it's just like, but then I win the award. And you see Ithlin kind of studying the chalkboard that Chasa had been writing at the previous night. After you had put Uncle Anton to bed, you ended up getting sleep yourself, and you kind of made your way back to Chasa's apartment. You kind of creak the door open as Alexia is just starting to wake up, and Ithlin's still there, just kind of studying the board. And you guys are all reconvening.
Really? Still looking at that board of nonsense.
Have you gathered any information from her scribbles?
Let's see here.
Yes.
I look at the chalkboard and something about winning some award for a book. Seems to be the end game. Anywho, Ithlin, would you be so kind as to give me back my clothes? I mean, my armor.
I gave you your stuff back already.
Oh no, I didn't.
It's still in your handy haversack.
I didn't take my my armor back. I've been wearing the shitty armor that they gave me at the fighting
I
pit.
swear I gave you all your stuff back.
I only asked for my weapons back.
Alright, well now you have all your stuff.
Okay, well, you have all your stuff back then.
Thanks. This blackboard, is it like... Can I go behind it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go behind it and I start undressing.
Okay.
And I put my armor back on.
He puts on his...
What? You undressed literally right in front of us. You never said you went behind anything. You just... Yeah.
The buildings were destroyed. What was I supposed to go behind? Besides, it's not like I got naked. I just took the armor off and put my better armor on.
Back then, that's like super unsightly for a lady, so...
I'm
mean,
a
like,
half elf. No,
I don't give a shit because I'm Ithlin, and I don't care.
And I'm Ithlin, but
I don't care about anything really, but
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, Varys is probably like, holy shit.
I mean,
I
I've
didn't
had
know.
other party members peeping at me. It's fine.
That's true. It's not the first time she's gotten nude. What would you like to do, though?
Yeah. So... I imagine you're curious as to where I went last night.
Not so much.
Really?
Oh, yes. Where did you go?
I went and I had a conversation with the Duke, the ruler of this fine town.
Yes. Fine town.
Turns out, the Duke is the grandson of a great warrior who also once slayed a dragon.
I really believe that.
I do. And the Duke himself, I mean, I didn't see any, like, displays of awesome power, but he has portraits that depict his life story.
God damn it.
Fighting
His
and
life story.
conquering massive beasts that I've never seen before. The wolves the size of buildings.
Oh my.
That doesn't give you an inclination as to the portraits not being true.
Let me ask you, when you tell people about the wondrous adventures that you've been on, the things that you've killed, people ever, like, just not believe you because you don't have any proof, right? Well,
Yes.
this person had literal portraits of the things that he's done, and portraits take quite a while to paint. So, somebody witnessed him kill these things, and he stood over their dead bodies.
Not proof.
I think we might be able to convince him to join us on our adventure.
Hard pass.
And that he might even be a more worthy warrior than even Ithlin.
I would love it so very much if I could not only throw the gnome off of the boat, but the Duke of this town off of the boat.
Right, so speaking of the gnome, Vino is versed in powerful magics, and having more magic in our party would be most beneficial.
Cider love.
I
I'm for a little bit. But...
It is incredibly taxing on me to constantly bail you guys out of these extremely stupid situations.
Okay, well, I think Vina would be one of those stupid situations that would occur in the near future. Were he to join the party.
But anyways, I need my share of the gold.
Share what gold?
The gold from the dragon that we killed.
Why?
Because I offered to help the people of the town.
For how much?
Almost all of it.
I thought we all had 5,000 like a piece.
Yes,
Yeah.
all of my
His
share.
is like 5,000.
Yeah.
Who told you that helping the people would cost 5,000 gold?
Person in charge.
You mean the person who's most likely lying about his heritage and the great deeds of his grandpappy and himself?
I mean, he had reports on his desks that I read.
And?
And it seems like 5,000 is gonna do it.
But does he seem like the kind of duke who would keep the 5,000 for himself and force the people to rebuild their city?
Of course not. He's a selfless hero. Besides, he was saying that, I mean, the treasury's not that vast, and so he would have to impose a heavy tax on the people to fix the city, and if I can lift that burden off of them after this horrible incident, which I can't help but seem that we somehow caused.
Tell you what, you can have 2,000 gold if you help me find Vino, and I shake him down for everything he has.
I'll help you find Vino, but I'm not going to be a part of whatever ensues. I was going to look for him anyways, so yeah, you might as well accompany me. Actually, I was going to ask for your help anyways. We could make this just a whole thing. Because I'm physically not capable of carrying all that gold unless Alexia allows me to borrow her bag for a while.
Hard pass.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I thought. But yeah, if I could get my share of the gold, it would be...
Nope.
What do you mean, no?
I mean, no.
It's my gold.
You're choosing to be gullible
Do
and
you
believe
believe it?
someone who has been lying.
Okay.
You've never even met this person.
Very well, let's go meet this person. Let's go speak. with
Why
the
can't you
Duke
just believe
of
me?
Fallguard.
Is my word not good enough for you? Like, this is my hometown. I'm
Well,
trying to
you've
do
already
something.
told us not to believe anything you say.
That
And
is in
you've
regard.
shown how gullible you can be.
That is in regard to tracking people's footsteps and the identification of dragons.
I also just don't trust your insight into other people.
Fine, if you want to come with, come with. But
You allow yourself to be taken advantage
I don't
of.
believe he's going to meet with you.
And I don't believe this Duke is as honorable as you make him out to be.
Well, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
So where you guys heading?
The Duke's place.
So the guards see you again, they're like, hold up there! This area is off limits to civilians.
Do I recognize these guards, or are
They're
these
the
the same
same ones,
guards?
yeah.
I am not his
Don't you recognize me? I was here yesterday?
Charles?
No. I was the half-elf that was going to give you guys a bunch of gold. Not you directly, but the city.
Charles.
Charles.
Who is this Charles you speak of?
I don't know. The Duke was kind of 3 bottles deep. I assume when I met him, he might have mistook my name. Anyways, I'm here to drop off some gold with Escobar.
I've got a Vance on the list. Are you Vance?
I'm Varys, but Vance is close enough. Probably, yeah.
They'll look to each other and like, it's not close enough. Do you think it's... So Vance is dropping off gold. Are you dropping off gold?
Yeah.
I'll say it checks out. What do you think? Either way, we get gold, it's good, eh? And he goes, right this way. And he leaves you guys inside.
Who's this Escobar person you're supposed to be giving the gold to?
The Duke's older brother. His manservant, as it were.
Oh.
What? He gave his brother an important role.
Sure enough, you guys get walk up to you. He goes, Valin?
Close enough. I'm here to deliver the gold.
Right. 5,000 were it.
Yes.
Nope.
And who are your companions?
These two... this is Alexia and Ithlin, and they are holding the gold for me.
Rex and Tim. It's very nice to meet you.
Rex and Tim.
Perfect. Although my companions here wish to speak to the Duke before.
I'm afraid he is indisposed. He's not risen with the sun yet.
He's sleeping.
Yes. Master Rex.
What time does he usually wake up?
Much past midday.
I see.
Escobar, was it?
Yes.
God, your voice again.
Is he like shouting?
Do you believe your brother will use the money that Varys has agreed to give for the people?
Oh, yes. Duke Ribble. Very, very good man, yes. Gave me a job and everything.
Do I believe it?
Making a fact check.
Do you believe he gave him a job?
It's probably, well, I mean, believe that he's a good man.
Making a fact
Like, they're
check.
brothers. He could be
Yeah,
just-
would you please kindly regale my companions with the tale that you're...
Bullshit.
25.
God damn
He
it,
seems
Varys.
earnest. Seems like he really believes his brother's a great man.
Would
Or
you mind...
the Duke is a great man.
Would you mind sharing with my my companions here the story that your brother told us about your grandfather slaying a dragon? And perhaps give them... tell them some stories of his heroic deeds that he has done?
Yes. Did any of this happen?
My grandfather once ate a biscuit, and after that biscuit, killed a dragon.
That is. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and he obviously did not skip his breakfast that day, and immediately afterwards slew a dragon.
Nope. Don't believe it. Nope. Not what happened.
And what of Duke Ribble? I saw all those portraits of him in his study.
Oh yes, the Duke is a great man.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen him leave much, but every time he does, he achieves great things.
Like what?
There was once a man who was shook down by a giant. The Duke kicked that giant in the shin, and the giant died.
Nope. Also not true.
Can I like recall any stories I've heard about a man kicking a giant in the shin and it
You
dying?
can't recall anything.
Nope.
Varys, are you wasting my time?
No. I know it sounds unlikely, perhaps even made up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Legends have to come from somewhere.
Not like this. No. Pure lies.
Now, are you gonna give me my gold or not?
Nope.
I've told you, you can have everything that we get from Vino.
Oh, I see.
Because
I
I
see.
don't like your terrible
Please?
little town up in the terrible north in the terrible cold. Because we had to cross a terrible ocean in a terrible boat.
God.
Oh my. What, are you trying to intimidate me or something?
You could if you want to. You make a position check?
No.
Okay.
I'm just very upset.
Why not?
I'm realizing what a terrible waste of time this is.
Hey, like,
But you got that book. I mean,
Why not give the gold directly to the people and cut out the middleman? I don't think this dude can be trusted.
he runs the place, like, is it the people themselves that are going to pay out of their own pocket to rebuild all the damage that was done to the city? I mean, sure, technically when they're taxed, it comes out of their pocket and goes directly to the Duke, who then uses it to fix things.
You assume.
But in that way, they are like, oh, I'm getting fucking taxed, but oh, look at the stuff that's going on. You know, people aren't going to be like, oh, well, this random stranger just gave me 30 gold. I'm going to just use it to rebuild my house, or my friend's house, or something. Know what I mean?
what would you guys like to do at this point?
Not
I'm
giving
very
his money.
close to forcing Alexia to give me her bag of holding.
You want to go to blows?
I want to go shake down
I
Vino.
need to, because I can do magic, and you can't. Well, technically you can, but
Yeah.
What do you guys like to do? What's the decision happening here?
give me my gold, Alexia.
It's a really bad decision, but fine.
Yes, I know. Okay.
There, you admitted it was a bad decision. Then why are you giving him 5,000 gold?
Player-wise, I know this is a bad decision, but character-wise, this is the most selfless thing I've ever done. In giving it to this great hero.
You're the dumbest character ever.
So, after you hand Varys the gold, Tim then hands to Escobar. And Escobar's like, your generosity is unbound. And the is also added by a as every step he takes, he picks up the gold, puts it on top of the step, steps up to the step, and repeats this.
Okay, so where did this gold come from?
The Dragon Horde.
Yeah.
Okay, and it came from his inventory and her inventory?
Yeah.
No, I was holding it for him.
Yeah.
Because he
And she
Okay.
was holding my gold.
Oh, I see.
My share of the
so
gold.
you still have your gold,
and
but
you still have
all
your
of
gold.
his gold is gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
My
You
share
only
of
lost
the
the
gold.
2,000 for betting.
is
Yes,
pretty
I
much
still have
gone.
all the dragon gold.
Yeah. But you lost the
Yes.
2,000 for betting on Varys.
Correct, which I'm
Who-
gonna go shake down Vino for.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
We have about 10 minutes left before we stop session, so we can definitely check out Vino if you'd like.
I would love that very much.
Okay, thank you for finally giving me my gold. Don't be like that.
Whatever. You're making a bad decision, but if you want to waste all of your gold on a corrupt politician who convinced you that he's some sort of hero and does the right thing for his people, by all means.
You weren't there for that.
Whatever.
True.
Anyways,
Varys, you
I don't
definitely,
trust
you definitely
politicians.
know where Vino hangs out. So
yeah, I'm feeling good now. Warm
yeah,
and fuzzy.
from your perspective, you help the city tremendously.
So, Vino, right? He hangs out this way.
His favorite bar is the Noble Bandit.
Of course.
I head towards the Noble Bandit with my group of.
So you guys
friends.
arrive there, and Vino is currently stacking coins upon coins upon coins. The entire circular table is filled with money. And the two goons he's usually with are just like, "My bulls is certainly a lot of money," and he goes, "It was well deserved, boys, well deserved. I do a lot of effort for this, and you know what? Someday, if you put as much effort as I do into things, you'll win as much gold."
Have we entered in, or are we... Has he just
you-
taken us up to the door?
You come into him saying that.
I do not walk in.
Who opened the door?
I don't know who opens the door.
I opened the door.
Okay.
I lead you
That's
guys to the
door.
bar, and then I say the following. Right, so this is the place. Good luck in there.
Halfway through that sentence, I've kicked open the door, and I walk in.
You
And
hear
then-
Vino say what I just said.
You there!
I use my Oni armor and shapeshift into something else.
Okay.
Something unrecognizable.
What do you shapeshift into? I need to know.
I look like a bum. That doesn't look like me at all. I
So-
look like just a
so
normal human.
So a human.
Yes. Just a human male that's bald, has no eyebrows and no eyelashes.
Okay. Looking albino.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
I
then
pull
we
my,
continue.
Walk in and
Pull my
sit
hood up.
on a bench like next to the door and just watch.
and I just sit outside.
Okay.
You there, gnome! I will have my 2,000 gold back, because you have profited on the death of my friend. And I do not take that very kindly. I am very upset. This entire town is a waste of my time. I hate gnomes. Both of your goons are idiots. I am this close to killing them, and I am even closer to killing you. Because I do not have the time of day to spend any more fucking time in this garbage backward city.
He stands up on the table and kind of peers over the gold and goes, "Don't know you."
And I throw something directly at
What
him.
do you throw?
What's the nearest thing to me?
Another person's plate or tankard.
A tankard.
Okay.
Directly at him. Just-
Make an attack roll. You are not proficient in it, and it will be dexterity.
Okay.
So whatever you roll plus your dexterity modifier.
16.
You hit him square in the jaw.
I love that.
You pick up the tankard and you toss it at him, and he's just like, "Oh! Oh! I don't know you, but get him, boys!" And he kind of claps his hands together, and his hands begin to sparkle a little bit. And he touches both of those guys, and they grow exponentially larger.
Mhm.
And they kind of like, they're awkward now against the ceiling, and they're just like, "We're gonna tear you up!" Go ahead and roll initiative.
I would also like to be involved, but I'm outside the doorway.
Okay. Then you'll just go last automatically.
Okay.
What'd you get?
10.
Just in my head, I'm like, I fucking told you guys not to incur his wrath.
I didn't do shit. I was just sitting there. I'm just
Right.
onlooker.
Inflin, you're up first.
Oh, I've got to go.
You still got like a...
No one's 8:17.
I know, but we started at
8:20.
5:10, so it's...
Mm.
Like
But I gotta go pick up my
8:25.
wife.
I know, 8:25. We can just get 8:25.
Yeah.
Couple more minutes.
I've got to go pick up my wife, man. I don't know how long this is going to take.
Not very. Trust me.
Okay.
Just go ahead and go.
Alright.
They weak AF.
Let's see. I'm going to go. I'll summon my weapons.
Okay.
Just kind of. And, I don't know, attack the closest one to me, I guess.
Okay,
Because
go
they're,
ahead.
like, coming towards me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Alright. 15?
That hits.
Let's see. Mm-hmm. 16 damage.
Alright. Cut him across the chest. He's immediately just like, "Owie!
Okay.
That hurt, boss!" Lost?
I'll attack him again if he's still alive.
He's still alive.
Alright. $19.
Hits.
$18 damage.
So he goes down and he's like, "I'll figure the end that, boss." And he falls onto the ground. He just shrinks back to his normal state.
Okay.
Third attack?
Yes. How close is Vino now?
Vino's about 10 feet away from you. There's a whole table between him and you. As these guys walk up to you and start hopping their fists together, but they're larger. They
Okay.
grew before your eyes.
Well, I'll attack the other guy then.
Okay.
Uh, 15.
That hits?
It's ridiculous.
What are your d10s for?
Hmm? Oh, that's it. Where did my 8 go? Oh, there it is. I grabbed the wrong one. Okay. I'll just...
Well, it's a d8 and then 2d6.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I grabbed the wrong ones.
Awkward.
Oh. This is why I like keep them separated.
You gotta keep them separated. It's fine.
Okay. 7, 9, 11.
11 damage? Okay. So one of them goes down, the other one's a deep cut across him. He goes, "Boss, I'm scared." And he goes, "You tear that elf apart or you'll have no money from me." Do you want to do anything else? You can action surge still.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So 3 more attacks.
Alright. Alright. 21.
Okay. That hits.
13.
Alright. So he also goes down and goes, "Boss, I don't think this one's a normal one." At this point, Vino's backing up against the wall and he's like, "What do you want?"
I want every gold piece you have.
"You've got to be off your rocker."
What's worth more? Your life or your gold?
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Three.
He does something at you and you feel the sensation of your body not being able to move. And he runs past you. You outside the door, you see Vino run past you. He does leave the golden table though.
Oh, good.
You see him scrape as much of as he can into his arms first before he runs out.
Which is tiny gnome hands, which is not very much.
Okay, well now that Vino's exited the premises, I walk in.
You walk in, you see the 2 of his goons on the ground bleeding out. You see Ithlin just kind of standing there, like stationary. You see a pile of gold on the table.
"Well, I hope you got what you were coming for." "What's so funny? And what are you two doing on the floor?"
And I cast Healing Spirit, except for this time it is a dog.
Okay.
Oh.
So, eventually they come to. It takes a long time. They their wounds begin to heal, but they lay on the ground there for a momentary, and you guys can just leave them there. Eventually the spell wears off with you as well. You find the 2,000 gold you bet originally, as well as an additional 3,000 gold.
Oh.
Can you carry that much?
I know. I'm not carrying very much anymore, considering I don't have any of Varys' stuff.
Pretty sure there's like, I don't know, like 5,000 gold or so worth of gold amounts
Space
worth
in my
of
bag,
carrying
yeah.
in the bag that's just not there anymore.
That's why I'm asking. I have space to carry the extra.
So, Vendetta's fulfilled, and kind of many different directions for you guys to take. You all ponder, despite this comical kind of relief and this kind of casual endeavor, there are many paths before all of you, many different ways to go, much information to perceive, and things to figure out. And we will decide which direction you guys go next time, as we into our challenge the next week. I hope you guys all enjoyed tonight's session. It wasn't really combat heavy as much as it was just kind of world filling and character background and things of that nature. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Except if you're a new viewer, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you guys continue to watch with us. Everything up to this point is on our YouTube channel, so you can watch all of that from start to finish here. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for hanging out with us every week. I really appreciate it. And a final thought for all of you guys. We are affiliated with Twitch now, so if you have Amazon Prime, hit us up with that free Amazon Prime subscription. It doesn't cost you guys anything. It gives us a free subscription every month. It is not renewable, so you have to do it every month manually, which kind of sucks. But every month it's free to you either way, as long as it's Amazon Prime. And if you're a student, you go to get a discount or for free up to 6 months. Not sure which. It's changed a little bit since then, but it'll definitely help you guys out, which can help us out. So we will see you guys next week, and stay nerdy, my friends.